Hello, Sue, and welcome. You get it twice.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
I think that was a really important session because again, there's these fundamentals that she
yeah,
doesn't actually have
yeah.
connected. One of them
Yeah,
is the
I want to ask her
one of them
too
is
if I can
integrity
send
of
this
power.
again. Send this session to all the participants.
Yeah,
There was a lot of profoundness in the session,
yeah,
but the underlying, it's not about yes, we did connect to magic, and a lot of cool stuff got pulled out of us, but that's not why I want to send it. I want to send it because of that nuanced understanding of taking the concepts and the understandings, the learnings, putting it into the dictionary of power first as the conceptions of power, then in the moment to moment doings to funnel it into the now of usefulness. Yeah.
mhm,
So it
yeah,
is the whole process. The whole process is
yeah,
very,
yeah.
very, very
It's very
important. Yes,
important.
Erica did a fine job of it. I
Ah,
agree.
they're
Erica did a
read
fine
it
job.
hers. They're divine. They're
Yeah,
divine.
yep,
Yeah,
yep, yep. Very, very potent, very potent. And I want to go over that with Erica too. To ask her, and she is applying that. Especially that transformation into play. She's definitely playing a lot more in her life.
hmm,
It's very cool, very cool, very cool, very cool. Remind me tomorrow, Abina, to go over that with Erica. That's be a nice little recap. Beginning of the year recap. Very
hmm.
cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Very,
cool.
very,
It was
very
cool to
cool.
kind of go back there and kind of read even the ones that came up for myself. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
wow, wow, and I'm like, I am
uh,
those. I do.
yeah, 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 yeah. Like I said, when you were reading it, you read it as a list. If you'd read it as individuals one, just put that little pause behind and drop them one by one rather than a continuity. That would have been a very different read. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mhm,
yeah,
mhm.
yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, or to read it, digest it. Am I doing this? Am I doing this? Well, let's
Mhm.
do it now. Let's go through them right now. Let's do it right now. In that way, let's go through them one at a time.
Let me open it. I closed it all down. Let me open that
All right.
again. Hold on.
To delete.
Okay, almost there. Okay, it was like slide 31-ish or something. Here I am. Okay, okay. Ready? Okay. I am my end result. I know that. I live that. I am uh
My own end result.
mhm, 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 mhm. And you can just as much say I am my
You
own.
are, right?
Yep, I am my own gift.
Yeah,
hmm
exactly. You are your own gift to yourself.
hmm hmm I am self updating and upgrading. Yeah, and I feel that that's a daily, moment by moment occurrence. Uh,
Hell yes. Hell yes.
yeah.
Hell
Mhm.
yes.
I understand consequences. Yes, I I do understand
Yes.
because I think about
Yeah.
it before I
Yeah. 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 In the moment, you're seeing the consequences via implication too. Yes. Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, for me, consequence and implication, I find it very useful to not only see consequence but also implication, because implication is potential consequence.
Mm-hmm.
not always, right? So it's very useful to just have those two go together. So
Mm-hmm.
we're constantly looking at implication and potential consequence, right? That's what we want to be doing, not necessarily connecting to the consequence from the past, but to be looking at potential consequence and implication.
Got it.
Yeah, no,
I
very,
stand
very fun.
behind me.
Wow. Yes, you do, Sue. Yes, you do. Yes, Beena? Nearly called Beena B. Elizabeth.
Absolutely.
Ah,
Absolutely, Sue. Not only behind yourself, you stand with yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you stand in front of yourself. So this is something, yes.
wow,
Absolutely.
Beena. Wow.
Mm.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
a very
yeah,
cool expansion of that. Yeah.
yeah. Not only in front, take it a little further. I stand beside myself, not only
Yes.
behind
Yes.
myself, beside myself, in
Yes.
front of myself. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes. Now, I love this, right? Philosophy of opposite came up in Frauke's post with anger. Just use philosophy of opposite there. Oh, he's beside himself. That's
Oh,
an expression. Yeah. But in our philosophy of opposite, you take that and apply it to that statement, and we get profound moreness and value and positivity. Yeah.
Yes.
To say, I am beside myself.
yeah.
The nuance of expression changes the whole thing entirely, right? To say, oh, I'm beside myself.
Mhm.
Isn't that something?
That's cool.
That's very cool. That's very cool. I love that. I am beside myself.
Mhm. That's very cool.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. I am the
And
authority.
sorry, just that being beside ourselves to have that companionship of ourselves.
Mhm. Mhm.
Wow. Cool.
Ah, ah,
Mhm. Mhm.
I am
And you,
my most profound companion. Yes, Beena?
yes, you do have, Sue.
Mhm.
You do.
Yes,
You do.
yes. Who else do you have beside you?
Bill and you guys.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes,
Mhm.
exactly.
For
It's
sure.
something to know that we aren't alone.
That's
We
right.
could be, but we aren't.
One of people's biggest fears is being alone. And again, COVID
Exactly.
is exacerbating that, whether it's
Exactly.
in death or just people are
Exactly.
struggling
Exactly.
because
What
they
the
can't
exactly
be with others.
exactly what the gift COVID is. It's
Yeah.
forcing you to be your own companion.
Hmm.
If you enjoy being with yourself, then the fear of loneliness just disappears.
Hmm.
It doesn't mean that we have to be, again, messed up logic, right? Don't have to be alone, but alone is not a negative. It is
Correct.
not a negative, right? In the same way as community is not something that's a negative. Obviously, it's a positive, but everything needs to be a positive, not just some. So we want the whole spectrum.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hold on one sec.
Okay.
Hey, hon, what's up? I'm on Zoom.
Right, Peter? Such hooligan music.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's 20 some degrees for the next couple days. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. Thanks. Love you. All right. Love you. Bye bye. I hear something go, what the hell? I didn't call. He called, to get a fill.
Wow.
Mm.
Wow.
You're
Uh,
back.
Very cool. Very cool.
Next one is I am authority of self.
Wow.
Uh,
Wow.
very
Wow.
true. I mean, my God, if I can't live that as a moment to moment, I know best. Yes, surely you
That's
take
it. Yeah.
and take into
Yeah.
consideration what other people share with you,
But,
but
but
ultimately, I have to be the
yeah.
authority of self.
Not what is Sue, but what goes into Sue.
Correct. Hmm.
That's the key point. what comprises Su, not only the final arbiter of what goes into Su, what is Su, but of what Su uses, what Su applies, what Su shares, what Su exudes, what Su expresses. You and only you are the final arbiter.
Mm-hmm.
That's deliberate living with full capital R responsibility. Yes, that's power
Yeah.
living. That's power living right there. Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Next one, I am liberated. And again, I think there's a lot of liberation that goes on.
There we
Just
go.
you can
No bra Su.
if you can take in there that every moment of your own liberation, it's a whole different ballgame. You know, to spend your day that you're not tied or imprisoned by
Yes,
something or someone
yes,
else. Yeah.
yes. And just to say that on a regular basis, right? To have that in a way, I am liberated. It's the implications. The moment you feel constrained and tied and restricted, whoa, 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 whoa. I am liberated. If I'm feeling constrained and restricted, who's doing it? What was the previous one? Who's the final arbiter? Who's the
Yep.
decider? Me. If I'm
Hmm.
not liberated, if I don't feel liberated, if I don't feel free, the only one who's doing that is me, right?
Hmm.
So yes, but also by implication, when you say I am liberated, the implication is appreciation,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? You have to feel that joy, freedom, exuberance, delight, openness. It all comes from that. This is the magic of what we are doing. We are understanding how no concept exists in isolation. So that they're all connected to everything, but near the top of the pyramid, you know, with each conception, the top of the pyramid changes. Eventually, at the bottom, it's all there. The arrangement is the same. I'm sorry, the quantity, the total is the same, but the arrangement differs. So
Hmm.
when we do this through that conception, we also are connecting to what's at the top of that pyramid. In other words, what really matters. The stuff down at the bottom, it's all connected to an ant. Okay, so what? It doesn't matter, but it's those topmost things that come with it. It's what comes with each conception by implication that is
Yes.
so powerful. That's why we deal with conceptions, not
Yeah.
words.
Yeah. And that's where I think Robin is still not clear on, you know, what
Yeah,
is attached to liberation, what is attached to authority of self. She's just kind of naming, I just hear strings of words, but
correct.
she's not looking at what that bigger picture is and what
Yeah,
that really represents. Like
yeah,
liberation is
yes,
yeah, yeah,
yes. Personalize those connections.
yes,
Personalize them.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Um, Next one is I have harmony, or I choose harmony to put it in a more visible moment to moment. Who wants to live in that other land? Not
Oh,
me.
hell yeah. And just being aware again, that moment to moment maintenance of the conception of harmony.
Hmm.
Ah, on that list of superlatives, I believe I have on my own personal one, harmony is there, capital H harmony.
Hmm.
That's a very much things I aspire to. I made that list a long time ago. So that, elation, bliss, rapture, all those on it. And there too, harmony. Yes, harmony is a fantastic conception. Because harmony is actually a little deeper. When we are talking about the merging of conception and practicality and actual applicability, harmony is a particular one because harmony and resonance go together, right? In order to be in harmony, you have to be appropriately resonating, literally like
Hmm.
musical harmony, right? But also, it is finding your spot in the greater picture and might not just be resonating with the other things that's part of harmony, but there is that collaboration for the intent of the application of beauty.
Hmm.
This is the intent of harmony, is it not?
Hmm.
It is
Hmm.
appropriateness to create beauty. This is what harmony is. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So harmony is bringing that magic of beauty into your life, and also the magic of adapting appropriately with the intent to create beauty, right? Or enhance beauty, either way. or to bring forth beauty. Yeah, yeah, actualize beauty. You might not create it necessarily, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the intent to beauty, the appropriateness. Yeah, that's harmony. You are doing something in order to connect to beauty. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and that's something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very nice.
Also, more so, it's got that thing with frequencies, right? Vibration, frequencies, energy, it's all there. But also, harmony is come back, fleeting conception, connectivity, harmony, beauty. Harmony is also inherently about energy efficiency.
Ah. Mm-hmm.
What is harmony but beautiful attunement, right? You can be in attunement but not necessarily have beauty present. When you're in harmony, then beauty is present, right? So, yeah, yeah. So it's energy efficient, beautiful attunement, harmony.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
Very.
love harmony. Harmony, yes. And harmony too, by implication, it's kind of spiritual, is it not?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not just beauty. There's a moreness to it. If we say capital H harmony, doesn't that immediately say, "Ooh, that's kind of spiritual"? Just there, just by connectivity, just by implication. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At least for me, harmony is a spiritual word. Yeah. Capital H harmony. Anyway,
Sure.
very
Yeah.
spiritual word. Very spiritual word.
Mm-hmm.
I do make every effort in our sessions to be in harmony.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's important shift, not just to be connected, not just to be listening, just to be attuned, but to be in harmony is very different.
Mm-hmm.
Because harmony, in capital H harmony, it's to have that moreness, that beauty, that connectivity, that minimal energy, and again the moreness, the joy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No,
Exciting,
yeah,
very
that's
exciting,
very true.
very exciting, very exciting, very exciting. Yeah, yeah.
I have rhythms. It's probably where I probably would be, this was 9 months ago. I have fluidity and flexibility, or I am, because rhythms I change. I'm okay with that. At the
Yes,
moment.
it's plural. I have rhythms, plural. I like that. Very cool.
Yeah, that's what it
Very
says.
cool.
I have rhythms. Yeah.
Yes, capital R rhythms. Yes.
Hmm.
A champion hangman word, by the way.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Rhythms, the plural.
Yeah.
Very important to add the plural in there. It messes things up. How the hell? I used to hang people with this all the time. It was one of my favorites. Because of course, they all do the vowels first. Already they're five down to start with. They're done. Then the RH. Forget it. That's just the death knell right there.
My God.
No, it is in the dictionary. I guarantee you it's in the dictionary. Furthermore, I guarantee you've likely used this word. Ah, see, I told you you've used it. You knew that. So, yeah. It's a fantastic word. The other one, by the way, since we're on this now, that I love even more because it's longer is twelfths.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
One vowel, but you can't spell it out in your head because the nature of hangman. If you get good at it, things follow other things. So a th is typically followed by an s. If it's a plural. So it's stuff like that. But 12th, it really messes people up. Oh, it's too beautiful. It's too beautiful. Sadistic. I said, you do know this word, and I
I
guarantee
think
you've even used it. No, I haven't. Oh, well, I bet you're cheating. Whatever.
to remind myself when you ask me to play hangman, I'll say no, thanks.
That's fine. That's right. Just bring the news already. I'm done for. That's right. Kick the bucket now already. A lot of people don't realize that's where the origin of the term "kick the bucket" comes from.
Is it from hangman?
No, from being hung. Actually,
Oh,
literally,
oh
turn a
yeah.
bucket upside down. You kick the bucket. They think it comes from the guy hanging and the legs kicking. No, it comes from the guy hanging you. He kicks the bucket out underneath you, and then you're done for. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah,
So anyway,
yeah,
gruesome word origin.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right, brilliant.
I
All
am
right, where we?
deliberately deliberate. Yes, I am.
Ah, yes, yes. The awareness of our deliberation transforms the liberation into power.
Hmm. Hmm. I am everything.
Mm, mm, mm.
Hmm. I am control.
Sorry, that I am everything. That's the implication of moreness contained and inherent within us. In other words, that hey, if I'm not getting it, I need to just pay attention to how to access the more.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mm, mm.
I am controlled abandon.
That's an interesting one for me. I saw that on there, and we spoke about controlled abandon, and in the dictionary of power, we went into it in real detail, right? It
Hmm.
was very cool when we did controlled abandon. That's really something that in facilitating to recognize this. Today, I was pure controlled abandon.
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, I really like. I was enjoying my own controlled abandon. The stuff was really just flowing and popping. You guys were pulling it from me, but in order to really maximize that, I have to get into that state of controlled abandon.
Yeah.
Right? It's not abandoned control; it's controlled abandon. I'm
Mhm.
staying in charge of it. I'm directing it. I'm paying attention. I'm being aware. I'm modulating the harmony. I'm modulating the frequency. I'm modulating the pauses. All of that, right? In order to really let it be most appropriate. But I have to let that abandon flow and then just put those little tweaks in here, little tweaks there. That's
Yeah.
the key. That's the control. If I just let it come flowing out, it'll become blurting and just splurging and just word vomit. So it's a big difference between abandon and controlled abandon. Right? Take those skiers, remove the control, and they just be wiping out down that mountain. A very ugly thing,
Correct.
right? They'll be vomiting down that mountain pretty literally, yeah.
Hmm. Absolutely. And again, it's something that, like, it
Yeah,
takes us into our moreness in that controlled abandon. We talked about it
exactly,
being a way of
exactly,
living,
exactly,
and
exactly,
again, one that
exactly,
really pops out. It's
exactly.
that line
Right.
between sobriety and indulgence. Today, that
Yes,
was a lot
yes.
of really
And
what
control,
was in here.
yes, yes,
Instead of
yes.
yeah.
Controlled abandon is, oh, sorry, so
No,
instead
no,
of
go
what?
ahead.
Ah, and I did want to hear instead of what? Sorry, then
No,
I
instead
did
of
get,
again jumping in and just it's that waiting, that's holding on to something before you feel the need
yes,
to do it. It's
yes, yes, yes,
controlled
exactly.
stopping.
Yes,
Stopping when you're
yes, exactly. And what I was going to say now, it's more pertinent now because of what you said, right? What you just said, I was going to say controlled abandon is the wizardry of timing,
Mhm,
controlled timing, right? That's it. Those skiers, it's all about their timing. And in the same way, it's controlled abandon. It is knowing when to stop and pause at the exact right time. Same as those skiers, they are pausing at the exact right times, right?
mhm,
It's that which maintains the control, and that's what makes the controlled abandon a magical thing. It is in the timing. That's why I keep saying when we watch the participant, when we share, make time, those pauses to enable absorption, to enable infiltration, assimilation, implementation, incorporation. It's all in the timing. It's all in the nuance, right? But it's
mhm,
timing, right? And the timing of, I am beside myself. I am beside myself. That's
mhm.
all in timing once again, right?
Yeah,
Right. Timing is a real exquisite power, absolute exquisite power.
yeah.
Same thing with this list. The timing was a bit off when you read it. Yes.
Mhm, mhm,
Yeah. Yeah.
mhm.
I love it. I love it. I love it. What's the next one, Sue? What's the next one?
Wizardry. Why doesn't it come oh, that's why. I did an S.
Ah, take your time. Take your time.
I just wanna I just
I'll
wanna
say hello to Beena in the meantime. Hello, Beena. Hello, Beena. Where's Beena? Where are you, Beena? Where are you? Where are you?
I'm here.
Oh, good. Hello, Beena. Hello, Beena. You like that about timing, Beena? Timing
Yes.
is in. is integral to harmony, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Can't have harmony without mastering timing, without being a wizard of timing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, can't have it.
Next one is I maintain overview perspective. Yeah. And I find
Mm.
myself, doing that really more and more every day,
Yes,
every
yes,
looking at
yes.
the big picture instead of being
Zooming out.
sucked into that
Yeah,
one spot.
yeah,
What
yeah.
are we doing
Yep.
here? What, yeah,
Zooming out. Yeah,
zooming
yeah.
out. Yeah.
When in doubt, zoom out. That's it. Very potent.
More.
Yes, yes, yes. It is not just timing that is important. It is exquisite timing.
Mhm.
Yeah, same thing. Harmony is the celebration of exquisiteness. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's I apply my wisdom. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which,
Mhm.
because if you say I apply wisdom, implies, if I apply wisdom, the implication is that I possess wisdom to apply. Right?
Mhm. Yeah. And
Yeah.
if you just have a wisdom, you don't necessarily apply your wisdom. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. 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 Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The problem with gods in general is their lack of wisdom.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing. Like I was saying earlier, all the definitions are, oh, they're all powerful and all loving and all good. They're not
But that's
necessarily all wise.
That's interesting. We've watched some of these movies. One's uh, the last kingdom that you did.
Yeah.
All those rulers were really not wise. They had to,
Correct.
and there they
Correct.
banked on the priest. They banked
Correct.
on the
Correct.
church
Correct.
for
And
their.
here we look at the power of conception. It is the word rule which is the problem.
Yeah,
For them, it means dominance. It does not mean service.
yeah, yeah.
If it did, very few would want to be a ruler.
Hmm. Hmm. Look you,
I don't know.
Utrecht.
I don't want to be working for everybody else and needing to take care of things and organize and really a ruler is admin. It's boring stuff, and the rulers would always complain about, oh, I got to listen to people's complaints and solve their problems all day. Yeah, right. That's it. It's service. It's dealing with problem all day long.
Yeah, look at Uhtred. When he was finally given the opportunity to rule, he finally said he gave it up
Yeah,
to
exactly.
Effenfeld, the daughter, and said,
Right,
"No,
right,
give it to
right,
her. I need to fight. I need to do other things. I
right,
can't be in
right,
this position."
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Hmm.
Just in the conception, the power of conception. It's unbelievable, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other part with the monarchs, I'm actually listening to a really really cool series now, book series, and part of their intent is dynasty. So they think differently. They're not looking to look at the best, what's best for their constituents. No, they're
Yeah.
just interested in essentially dynasty. So it's not just ruling, but ruling to perpetuate your dynasty, which is a whole different thing. The glory, I need to have more kingdom, more land. I need to. It's a square circle stuff.
Yeah.
Limited thinking. It's really
That was
terrible.
young Edward, and that son-in-law
Exactly.
of Alexander,
Exactly.
who got caught
Exactly.
up in the just
Exactly.
wanting more and more and more and not,
Exactly.
concerning about
Exactly.
the people,
Exactly.
where the
Exactly.
daughter was very
Yeah.
concerned, and Mercia.
Right. Right. And when we really look carefully at this and understand the difference between thinking things through and thinking them through to the end,
Hmm.
those kings and monarchs of old did not think it through to the end,
Hmm. Hmm.
which is where the mess results from what they had. The whole concept of that, inherited mourners, no, sorry, inherited privilege. It's just think it through to the end, it just collapses. No,
Hmm.
nobility is a grand idea, but not because it's inherited. The reality simply doesn't bear it out. No, no, no. A nobility needs to be an earned position that's constantly up for review. constantly,
Mm-hmm.
constantly. Yeah. So to me, you really, if you were to have old nobility as a system, you need to have that nobility would be very, very, very vulnerable, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Not in the old nobility where you were, once you got your barony or your duchy or whatever, it was very seldom that you lost it unless in conquest. It's very seldom that the king removed it. If this was a in perpetuity grant, and basically you could do whatever you wanted to, and that's yours to abuse and use as you like, and that's a terrible system. No, if you'd made that nobility contingent upon being noble, oh, this would be a whole different deal. And furthermore, it's yours the moment you die. It goes back to the realm to be awarded to somebody else, perhaps to your children. Now, this puts a leverage on the children. Fine, if they qualify for nobility, at least they don't have to be the best, but if they qualify, they're at the top of the list. So all they need to do is simply qualify. Whereas if they don't qualify, it goes to the most qualified.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, difference. So okay, you can have your in perpetuity, but your kids got to bloody well work for it. They're not gonna get it for free. Hell no. Hell no. They do have the advantages of having that education, that environment. So it does somewhat become a self-perpetuating system, and that's okay, because if you look at this from the peasant's point of view, this is a very vulnerable position. Those nobles have to really work at being noble. They have to work at being educated. They have to work at their impeccability. They have to work at character. This takes it through. A lot of those peasants say, oh hell no, that you all of you have the opportunity to be a noble if you wanted to. Most of them say, oh hell no, hell with that. That's way too much work. But they'll appreciate the nobility, then say thank you for putting in the work. Shifts the whole relationship. Yeah. Anyway, it's the new nobility concept, but completely voluntary,
Mm-hmm.
no forcedness to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But on some worlds, what I said now does happen, where there is the old system, and because it's a long story. We'll get into it at some point. But anyway, yeah, it's fun stuff. Fun stuff. Fun stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So the
Excellent.
last one was just to recap what led to all of this
I have
moreness.
wisdom.
Ah, yeah. Ah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I apply my wisdom. It should be. Yeah.
There you go. I apply my wisdom. Yeah.
I honor anomalies.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice, because by honoring them, you need to be aware of them. So this is important. Let's
Yeah.
hear what anomalies have recently come up in your for you, Sue, and you, Bean.
Mm, um, mm, nothing's coming to me right. Let me think. I can't think of anything off the top
That's
of my.
good. That's good. That means that you're in attunement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nothing's not really making sense. It's all.
Yeah. Yeah,
It seems
exactly.
easier to make sense out of
Exactly. Exactly. When we are in attunement and things are making sense, we don't need anomalies. That's why Bina seldom sees them in a way.
things.
Because she doesn't need them. She's always learning, growing, looking for more, applying her more, enjoying it. There's so much to learn and grow. Anomalies are just when you kind of get stuck, and it's like it helps you out. Uh, you figure out your stuckness, Bina. You resolve it. You keep going. You
Mm-hmm.
don't ever come to a true stuckness, right, Bina?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mostly we can say that because if we search, we find a resolution.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes we have our own reluctance to accept that, but
Uh,
okay, oh, I need more, I need something specific. But it is really, I'm blessed. I can say that yes, no,
yep,
not
yep.
really, but I was feeling a bit, uh, you can say that a bit like, oh, come on, everybody have this anomalies, and I don't see that. So I asked Sylvia yesterday, and why I don't have that, because nothing
But you
actually
do
anomalous.
actually. You do.
And
You do have them. They just we just deal with them so regularly. Look at all the anomalies in your drawing, Bina. So many.
oh my God,
See,
yes.
but we deal with them. We do acknowledge. It's just so a part of you that you've almost taking it for granted a little bit, the anomalies. But
Mm-hmm.
no, you do recognize them. You're just not recognizing them as recognizing that you're recognizing them.
Yeah, I think posted her picture on there. Wow,
Yeah, she did. She did. It was very cool. Yeah,
pretty amazing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one is I maximize appropriateness and awareness.
Yes, you do.
Let's
Yes, you.
hear. Let's hear an example of how. Yeah, I agree. How I agree that Sue does, but I want to hear an articulation of
Mhm.
exactly how.
Yes.
Yesterday, um, we were we went down to help my brother measure for this new couch. We went furniture shopping with them, and the awareness of how my sister-in-law really is and how she responds so degradingly to my brother. And it's all about putting the emphasis on, well, I'm compromising, like implying, well, what are you doing to saying stuff to my brother. But it was maximizing for me yesterday the appropriateness of when to get involved and when to assist and when not to assist, let them figure it out. But you had to first be in that awareness that she was really being inappropriate. She really was. And
Nice,
so was
nice,
my brother for not responding. But took
nice.
my appropriateness, and even Bill and I on the way home, we said, wow, that was the longest 2 hours of our life. They get
So you not only had the awareness of inappropriateness, but this enabled you to appropriately not respond.
correct. Correct.
So yeah, non-action was the appropriate action.
Yeah. Yeah. It was,
That's fantastic. That's real wizardry right there.
I mean, we were moving furniture and taping the floor because she couldn't see. Like, she, in her mind, she wanted this thing. It's called a cuddler. It's like a part of a sofa that has like a wider curve at the end of it. And
Mhm.
she's a big girl. And if she lays on a normal couch, she's so wide, her arm falls off the edge. And
Uh-huh.
this is the arm. She goes, 6 hours a day. She says, I'm slicing meat at the deli counter. So yeah, she's using this arm quite a bit. And I understand that it will be fatigued tremendously. But she doesn't put into the equation her own size. So now
Yeah.
on a normal couch, her arm falls off and it's problematic.
Right.
So this
Right.
cuddler is
Right.
like
Right.
an extra wide seat.
Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
she gets to lay down, her arm is resting on here. So she was not going to give up this cuddler. And my brother was trying to explain, he's all about math and angles. He's in construction, it's like, it's not going to point you in the direction of the television or the fireplace. We taped it out on the floor. She was livid. Well, I'm really upset. Of course, once again, I'm not getting what I want to get. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. So it was bringing in the right appropriateness, not siding with
Yeah.
either one of them, seeing the facts here. That's
Yeah.
what needed. Get rid of these emotions and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, time to eat. Now,
Right. Right.
let's take a break. This
Right.
is
Furthermore, if you're saying that you're tired, just keep in mind, girl, you're walking around, carrying all what 100 pounds extra.
oh, more than that. Whoa, whoa.
Well, okay, let's be conservative. 100 pounds.
Yeah.
What is that in practical terms? That's 10 sacks of potatoes.
Sure.
Yeah,
10, 10.
10 pounds, a 10 pound bag of potatoes. 10 of those. You carrying around 10 sacks of potatoes. No wonder you're lumpy.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I mean that's a big lot to carry around. No wonder you're tired. I am inordinately fascinated at some people who are obese and that have energy and they move. They can be. I remember this one guy when we went to Santa Monica who played tennis. I mean, he was as wide as he was tall, but he could move around that tennis court with alacrity. It was amazing.
Yeah, and she does
That
too.
astonishing.
She moves around on a tennis court, believe it or not.
Yeah, it fascinates me. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So who knows what they would be? Maybe they would have so much energy if they didn't have all that. They would just kind of, self
Yeah. Implode.
combust. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it fascinates me. Really fascinates. But
That's
it is
great.
tiring though to carry around extra weight.
So we hadn't seen them for almost 2 months, and then we saw them 2 days in a row. And I said to Bill, "Okay, we're good. We're good with not seeing them for a while." And it's COVID again. There's the plus in COVID. Really,
So
you know,
many pluses. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
too
yeah,
funny. Yeah.
yeah,
That-
yeah. But yeah, there's so much magic to your sister-in-law.
Oh
When you
God.
shift that perspective a little bit, it's
Cheryl,
amazing. Yeah,
Cheryl is a different animal all in her own. Jody,
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's a creature. She's a creature of magic. Yeah, in her own way. Yeah,
Jody with all her inappropriate moreness.
yeah, Jody
yeah,
is a whole other story. This was Cheryl we
yeah,
were
yeah,
dealing with,
yeah,
but
yeah. I like that,
yeah,
Beena.
she's very similar.
Yes, yes.
And the two of
Jodi's an
them don't get along.
exemplification.
What's that?
Yeah, I said what Beena said. Jody is an exemplification of inappropriate moreness.
Yeah, she
In
couldn't
every sense.
she couldn't be more inappropriate. Yeah, yeah.
But also, that's the magic of what Beena is saying. In that, she couldn't be more inappropriate. She connects us to a moreness because of philosophy of opposite. We get to leverage it into this profound magical understanding.
Hmm.
Something. It's something. It's something. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The next one
Yeah.
is
Something.
I give. And I do every day. I give something,
Yes. Yes. You
moment
do.
to
Yes,
moment,
you do. Yes,
to
you do.
myself,
Yes.
Yes,
to
you
the
do.
dog, to Bill, to
Yes.
people.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do. Yes, you do. And also, in the giving, you receive,
Yeah.
but it's not the
Yes.
expectation.
Correct. Yep. And that was
Right? You're not giving to receive, and because you give to not to receive necessarily, you do receive.
yes. Yes.
Yeah.
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 That was my
Yeah.
next one. I receive. I do. And that's something I
Ah,
Yes.
yes.
do more of.
Yes.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Instead
Yes.
of
Oh
like,
hell yes. Oh hell yes.
no.
Oh hell yes. Exactly. And these sessions that we do are
About
massive receiving. Yeah. Say
Hmm.
again, Bina. Bina. Where'd Bina go?
oh, I was just saying that okay. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It is just about your last entry when you were saying that I do maximize my and of course my impeccability and my awareness. I was connecting it to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that was something about this whole practice, this whole exercise of Rick and the kidney transplant.
Mm-hmm.
That you actually you maximize everything in that whole process, not only to yourself but for others
Yes.
also.
Yes. And it
That was the
started.
pure exemplification.
Yeah. That was a
Yes.
real maximization. That was the
Yes.
top of the level
Yes.
there.
Yes. And it started with maximizing your giving.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. It was pure giving.
Yes,
There was
yes,
no expectation of reward. It was just pure
absolutely.
giving.
Yeah.
It
No,
it
there was
the
nothing.
moment
That's right.
right, but you can't now say you can't shut yourself off to reception once you've done that. It wasn't the intent. But once you get going, you say, "Oh wow, bonus, bonus, bonus." We have to be alert to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, no, I received some wonderful things from that, validations and self proof of self
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
uh,
Oh,
that,
so
reconnect
much. The improvement
with.
to your relationship with Bill, for instance.
Sure.
Yeah,
Hmm.
And peace of being.
yes,
There you
and
go.
magic of being too.
Definitely.
Appreciation. Did you not just receive inordinate appreciation of not just the world, the way it works, of moreness, of your impeccability, of the application of impeccability, but of yourself?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sure. No question.
And also the incident with the woman at the boutique you were. on your vacations.
Oh,
That
yeah.
that was also the same way.
It was so
To
much
maximize.
bonus there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did that, and that was something magical because
What?
it was not only incorporating, introducing new ways of being, but also maximizing your own moreness. You did that
Mhm.
really impeccably, very well.
That was a
So
big.
I do remember, Sue. I do remember, Sue, what you were doing.
That was crazy. Yeah, that was
That
woman.
was something.
What she
There's
did.
an anomaly for you. There's
Yeah,
an
that
anomaly
was
for
an
you.
anomaly, but it taught me such a lesson. And it was all there. It was, why am I trying to stuff all this beauty in a small packet? And that was me,
Yes,
not just the physical jewelry that she was trying to. I didn't want to be
yes,
harmed. I didn't want to be
exactly.
clashed up against somebody else. I wanted to lay
Yes.
in there myself, on the abstract. Yeah, it was cool. That was very cool.
Sue. Yeah.
Talk about that afterwards. Yeah. Oh.
I need to just make a quick little pause here. Just doing
Mm-hmm.
some mindless housekeeping while we chat. I'm making a welcome post real quick.
Mhm. Mhm.
I
Okay,
just tell
okay.
Beena
Let me
because
go
we
there.
just gives her a chance that she can respond. You see, so
Mm. Gotcha.
yeah, just simple stuff. I don't need to think to do it, so can be
Mhm.
productive while listening to you.
Sure.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, you ready, Beena?
Yes, I'm going there.
Say when you're ready. So that we
Okay.
what we're trying to do, Sue, as I make the post here, we're trying to be the first to comment because people comment very quickly. It's astonishing. It's
Mhm.
Okay.
astounding. But we're trying to be at the top of that. All right, here goes. Posting. See how long it takes?
Mhm. Okay, done.
Woohoo.
You see, I haven't even finished refreshing. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. I get beaten every time. I'm still not there even. I'm still
No,
not
still,
there. Yeah, I get there.
I haven't done.
Oh, oh.
Oh, mine
I'm
is also.
in with a shot. I'm in with a shot then. Write a public comment, enter post. There we go. There we go. Beat me there today. Really, Beena? Really? Wow. All right.
Done. Done.
Too late. Too
Done.
late. Too late. I think I got there
No,
first.
done.
Too late. What's that?
No, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah,
You are.
but refresh the page. I think I got in before you.
Okay. Okay,
I
then
think
it
so.
will be. Someone else also.
Wow! Wow! It was such a delay. I really thought you got there first. Anyway, we wasting it. No, yeah, no, I didn't get into that. Yesterday you got.
Oh,
All right, brilliant, brilliant. So,
ah,
but again, somebody has posted already, Sue. In that time, I mean, we went right immediately. You
yes.
must be sitting there. How quickly? I don't know how they get there so quickly. It just fascinates me. So, anyway, we
Mhm.
Oh,
digress. We digress. Let's continue with Sue's list here. Just
it,
stuff and nonsense. It's
it
just
is
us having fun with mundanity. So there's a moreness to it, as always.
See, and that
You know,
didn't even show up on my feed yet. That's weird.
yeah, it won't. It'll show up in your notifications maybe, but not necessarily in your feed because they don't
No,
always
it's
show
not in
things
the.
in your feed. If you'll have to, but it will show up not in your personal feed. It will show up in your group
Oh.
feed. Yeah. So you have to go to the group and see it there. It won't show up in your personal feed. No. Sometimes they might show it to you, but yeah, yeah,
I
it's
don't
just different
like
things. No.
it. I don't
So you
like
have to
it.
go to the group. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's that? That's that, Beena?
I was just saying that I don't like it. You beat me today.
Ah, well. You had lots of time, Beena. You had lots of time. No excuse. No.
You told me a bit late. I had to take my text and then go there and refresh my page and then wait for that.
Well, I told you when I'm going to post, and I said say
But
when, but you didn't. All right.
no, but you were just doing all your preparation.
Well, you told me to prepare, so okay, I was prepared.
Yeah,
Beena thought I was normally Sue, and normally I type it out, and
yeah.
Beena very sneakily, she had it pre-written and copy and pasted, so she just pasted in, and boom, there she goes. Well, at first she just said welcome, and then she hit enter. Just okay, she's there first. That's not a long message. So but I'm dutifully typing it out, because I try to make an original comment every
Yes,
time, not
yes,
just the
yes.
same one. So this time I pre-typed out my original comment and had it ready. So
I
Beena
just saw
figured
it.
on that. No, sorry, Beena, ready today. So again, what we are doing is we are leveraging mundanity by turning it into a silly, innocuous game where we both laugh at
Oh
Mhm.
just
yeah.
our silliness.
Yeah.
So this is really cool. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. And this is an important thing also, that our comments up at the top. It's the first thing people see, and then it starts the people commenting, and they read those. Now after a while, they won't read the ones up at the top, but they see other people commenting on the welcome, and then they go and look. And so it just, it's leverage as
Mhm.
usual. We like leverage. So there's
Mhm.
always more, when you just think about it a little bit. So
And also, it just unhook us from the seriousness of the discussion and everything. So
exactly.
we go there and okay, oh yes, we are doing. So it charge ups also our reflexes. So it's a
Yeah, exactly. And it's just fun. So it charges our energy. Like now, look how our energy is leveraged just from this little bit of fun. Yeah. So yeah, it's very cool. Very
some people try to improve their skills of cheating. Some people do that.
cool. Yeah, Susa. We just say, welcome, enter.
No,
Yeah.
that was smart. That was not cheating. That was smart.
Yeah. Because Sue, if you type welcome and you just hit enter, right? Then you can go back and edit it and add them more later. That was Venus genius. Oh, welcome. No, no, come on. You can't just say welcome, Venus. That's no good.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So a little different today, actually. And there's a bit of deeper logic to this too. Those welcome posts. A lot of people do that, and they all tag the new people in there, and they just say welcome to new members. But every member sees this, and in our case, we're doing this now every day, right? And we are welcoming 300 members every
Oh
day.
my
But
God.
as a member, I don't want to be seeing that welcome post every day. It's the same old thing. It's just boring.
Mhm.
So what I do is I put the quotes at the top, and the little thing that I repeat underneath that is points to ponder. Now, you as a regular member, when you see the quotes, you kind of know what's coming already, and you can just read the quotes and ignore the rest because you know what's underneath it. But for a new member, I'm tagged. I better click on see more and see what the more is, and then they see the okay, points to ponder. Welcome to all the members, etc. So it's really cool. It's really cool. You know,
Very cool.
it's a way to get the maximum both ways, and I
Mhm.
like that. I
Yeah.
like when I can get benefit for both ways. Yeah, without negative for
Mhm.
anybody. It's very cool. Just the underlying strategy and the psychology involved. Yeah, it's very cool.
Mhm.
So the day is a little different too, by the way. I pull these from my quote file, but I usually don't add the attributions. And today I actually did, because they're kind of longer ones than normal too, and they're very different. So yeah, a little different, a little different. All right, very cool. Let's continue. Let's continue.
The next one is I am real. Uh,
Yes. Like duh.
Yeah, yeah,
Have you ever met any
yeah.
Suzanne other
Just on.
than no one
Yeah,
like you?
yeah, exactly. The right.
Absolutely.
Bina, in
Hmm.
this context of real, what are our responsibilities when it comes to Sue and Sue being real?
Hmm. Hmm.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Would you say we have a responsibility to remind Sue as delicately and soberly and politely and with as much capital D diplomacy as we can muster when she isn't being real?
Hmm. Hmm.
in my performance days. Yeah.
Right. But I mean, if you're not being real, I mean, that's on us to, as good friends, to say,
Yeah.
hey, what the bloody hell, smacko. All right, not quite like that, but
Mhm.
Hmm.
right. I mean, it's not that we are sitting there looking out for it, but
Sure.
should this be something that, hello, it's not necessarily something I'm going to make an effort initially, but if it persists, then it starts to put a bit of a pressure on me, right?
Mhm.
So to me, I feel, just from our understanding of moreness, that it's an implied invitation to remind me when I'm not being real.
Yeah.
It'll
Hmm.
never happen, hopefully, but
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
an implied invitation because this is our humility and it is our embrace of capital D vulnerability.
Yeah.
Please remind me when I'm not being real, because that is, again, now we get into the downsides of vulnerability, right? If I'm not being real, I'm unaware, and that's a vulnerability. That's not a plus. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. So we want to know when we're not being real. Yeah, it's a compromise. So, and we're not always aware of it. And the only time we are going to not be real is when we are not aware that we're being real.
Right.
So we just want that reminder. Hey, you're in a bubble. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, it's down in the bubble. I don't know how effective that was for implying, because you hear things, you don't quite hear them clearly. It's got that hollow dome sound effect, right? So I hope I was
Yeah.
exactly. Hello, number. You remember that Jerry Seinfeld ad where he says, "Release the hounds into the gas tank, filling up." You remember? You know, he said, "Release the hounds." He says it into the gas tank. I don't know. It's part of some ad.
That is
Bonus, bonus.
and the last one is I am one with the way of the world.
Mm, mm,
Mm-hmm. Say it again, please, sir. Please.
yeah.
I am one with the way of the world.
And what does that mean exactly, please?
That um I am part of something, first of all, much, much bigger than me.
Mm, mm.
But
Mm.
I am myself with no matter what goes on in the world. I mean, so
There
many
you go.
things are involved and included in that.
Mm,
And I'm part of it. And I'm part of it.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow, wow,
I'm
wow,
never
wow, wow,
alone.
wow.
I'm never alone
Yes,
in the bigger
yes,
picture.
So
yes.
this is about
Good
alignment and
attunement.
attunement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Yes.
Wow. It's a very cool way to say that.
Yeah,
Yes.
Mhm.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Very, very cool way. Very cool way.
That was that was the end of that.
Mm-hmm.
So magical, so magical, you know. And is there anything that you'd like to add to that list today?
Um, yeah. Oh, I mean, there would be tons, about appreciation and impeccability. Uh, yeah, there probably is more to add to that if I sat there
Yeah,
and about it. Sure.
I'd probably say, you know, most of it is already there by implication.
Yeah.
I'd say the one thing that jumps to mind for me is receptivity.
Ah, there you go.
Right.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I should add, I allow myself to hear daily, moment to moment.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. 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 I am hearing. I am hearing,
Instead
hearing,
of talking,
hearing more
talking,
and more
talking,
and more.
it's hearing more.
That's right. I am sharing, sharing, sharing more and more instead of telling, telling, telling.
Yes, yes. And even it was interesting. We talked today about that. It just popped up in my head again. I am enough, and I am also more. Uh,
Mm.
that was
Yes.
the most. I had a
Yes.
client yesterday on Sunday. I don't really like to take people on Sunday, but I did because of
Yeah.
her schedule. And this is something that she struggled with her entire life. That she was never enough because of divorce and a lot of things that happened when she was
Because of what?
Divorce.
divorced. Her parents
Oh,
divorced.
divorce. I thought you said warts or
Yeah,
dwarfs. I couldn't make out which.
yeah, divorce. Mm, and so when I said, could you consider because I was balancing chakras and it came up about self and so forth. And she says, I know what this is related to. She made so many connections to herself in this session. She said, I've always thought that I'm not enough. And I said, can I share that you consider having an add on to that, that you are enough, but you are also more. And she goes, what? You know,
love
and
it.
it kind of
Love it.
flipped her on her head
Yeah.
for a moment, and
Yes.
she really,
Yeah.
really, really liked that. And that kind of
Right.
opened her up and made space for her to see all the things that happened when she grew up from this, she called it a nervous breakdown at the age of 9. And she felt like she was
Oh my
choking, she couldn't move because her mother was kicking the father out and wanted to make sure that everybody would know this and see this happen. And she was up in her room, and she kind of froze. I mean, she couldn't move, and she then made the connection to her hoarding. So there was the father leaving,
Wow.
his won't let him out of her sight. So she
Wow.
said, I just want to be with my dad because he always worked 3 jobs. I never saw him. And, the mother didn't treat him so fairly in the beginning. She said, I just want to spend
Mhm.
time with my dad. I miss him. But because she was missing something and felt very alone, she was collecting all these extra things in her house. She said, I'm not a true hoarder. I just have too much of stuff that I don't need, and she made the connection to the missing of her father with her hoarding because she was trying to keep
Wow.
him here. So, we
Wow.
talked about,
Wow. Same for your brother, right?
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it happened, her hoarding happened when something, what was the incident that brought it to her attention? Some tragedy or something. It was the loss, not physical loss, her children, her last child leaving the house. She said, I want them to leave. I don't want them to live here the rest of my life. But again, there was that final, and it was a male too that left. And that's when she really started hoarding things and collecting things that she just didn't need. Uh, so she was already in process of, removing every day or every week 10 items, and looking at them and just getting rid of them. And I told her, when you get rid of them, attach it to something. I'm letting go of selfishness, or I'm letting go of hurt. When you get rid of those things that you're physically taking out of your house. So it was a really, really cool session where she, again, the joy is coming from me, from allowing them, giving them those tools and those cues, and then they're making the connections themselves. They're putting it all together, and it's making
god.
sense for them, instead of me, like, yeah, some of it was pretty obvious, but I knew enough to not directly make the connection for her. So in time, and again, it's patience and hearing, capital H hearing, and so forth. And then she made them, and like when she left there, she walked down the house. I'm like, woohoo, good session. So you know, you know,
Oh, excellent.
you
Excellent.
know, because it's a
Excellent.
very different session. I no longer feel I have to figure it out for them.
Yes. And just if you listened, go back and listen to what you said. You did not tell her that she is enough and also more.
Correct.
You didn't. You shared it with her, and it was implied. She had to think it and adopt it and say, "Oh, oh, yeah, yeah, that actually does." You were actually in essence asking her rather than telling her. It was very subtle the way it came about. But if at least if I'm hearing you telling the story, I have to infer some. But I could hear that it was, you were cautious about the sharing of
Oh,
it.
yeah. And watching my words, could you
Exactly.
consider this
Exactly.
additional possibility
Exactly, exactly,
of,
exactly. See, could you consider, right? There's a question. She
mhm,
has to now, she has to now be the arbiter of this particular
right?
truth, right?
Yeah. And sometimes, it's weird when we're in these sessions here. My brain is like, okay, Sue, turn that into a question, turn that into a question. Don't say it, don't say it. But I don't know what shifted yesterday. I didn't have to keep thinking about turning it into a question. The questions are just coming out more naturally instead of the,
Ah,
which is a big deal because I have been struggling like, okay, how can I turn this into question form? Some of them I think are good questions that I ask, but what is going on in my head is just, you know, should I word it like this? Should I word it like that? Should I word it like this? Is this right? No, this is too much information.
Brilliant, 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 brilliant,
The
brilliant.
big lesson from Robin that I learned was not to put those words in like, can you see? Don't you get it? Or no, I mean, that's very scary. If somebody says, well, maybe I don't get it. Geez. And she's saying it like you should get it. And
yeah,
maybe they don't. And they're afraid to express themselves. So
yeah.
it's really, really watching. But yeah, I think sometimes I just overthink it. I don't know what.
Uh, so
It's good, Sue. Please don't worry about it because you can't overthink. The overthinking is one of those square circle things. It's just inefficient thinking. Keep
Mhm.
going till you get to the end and you can't overthink. Overthink is when people start looping and they don't continue because they don't want to continue, or they have gotten to the end and they don't recognize it and they just keep looping. When you get to the end, you got to make a decision.
Yeah.
Overthinking comes from the inability to tie it off and to say, okay, I'm done. Thank you very much. Now I go on. It's the inability to decide, which leads to supposed overthinking, which not. It's just loop thinking. It's not overthinking. It's just poor thinking. So inefficient thinking. And also, just be aware that as you go along, this process will start to become easier and easier and become more and more innate. It just needs practice. So don't think of this as going to be what you're going to need to do every time. No, it will get less and less and less. It may seem like it the first few times because the difference between 1,000 and 999 is not noticeable, but the difference between 9 and 10 is, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So don't worry about it. It'll get better, obviously, and it'll become more and more innate. But this is one instance where we want that process of getting there to really be one we've thoroughly practiced and that we are careful. And, over time, we'll still be careful. We'll always check because it's important. It's very,
Mhm.
very important. And because you took that time and did that the way it came out, even if it's not expressed clearly, the person that is there, they can feel and hear and see all that went on inside that you are taking inordinate care, which again, it's emphasis,
Yeah.
right? If by implication, I'm the client, right? I'm the participant, and you are taking this care. Oh, this must be important. So you are leveraging emphasis in that excessive taking care. So it has a double function and purpose and value, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So just let it be. It's valuable. It's valuable. And look
Okay.
at the difference that made on your client. Yeah.
Oh, sure, sure. Yeah. And it was
Again,
less,
you know,
it's not so
yeah.
bad that I do less talking.
No,
You know. But
less is more.
sometimes
Less is
time,
more.
yeah, is sharing,
Yeah.
and you can't help but ask.
Right.
And
Right.
that is
Right.
kind of a hurdle that, because again,
Right.
some days you
Right.
talk a
Right.
tremendous
Right.
amount in
Right.
some sessions.
I know. I know.
To throw that out, thinking, he told me to, it's pretty
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
shut your mouth,
Yeah.
darling. But there's a whole lot of conversation that you're having, and I'm trying to look at it and say, okay, is
Yeah.
this
Don't
increased
be me.
knowledge for them? And I'm like, Sue,
Yeah.
just let it be what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
knows
Don't be
when
me.
he's supposed
Don't
to
be
talk.
me. Yeah.
Right.
Don't be me. I mean, really, I truly, when in facilitation, that would be the very first thing that I would say: do not try and be me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I break the rules all the time,
I
and
can't because
you know,
there's
I
yeah, no, I can't
and I'm
because
a stupid idiot in normally, so I don't even know who the hell I am sometimes. So again, it's a whole a different deal. So no, And again, there are other sessions where I hardly say a word. Like I'm like Beena, I hardly say anything, So it varies. Now, that controlled abandon, yes, sometimes I do say a lot because stuff is being pulled from me. And I'm getting the value out of it. Sometimes it may even overwhelm the participant a little bit, and I'm aware of that. But it's so much is coming, especially if they go back and watch the video. I know that they can turn this into a double bonus extra extension to the program. All right, cool. Again, I share Monas because I do have somewhat of a license to do that because the intent of the program is that there is content included, right? So
Sure, sure, sure.
right. So the contract is part of the contract of paying for the program is me supplying content. So okay, I have license to do this. If I was in a normal counseling session where somebody's not signed up for wave impeccability, I'd be a lot more cautious with what I share, and I wouldn't share nearly as much.
Mhm.
Not at all, because I don't have license to do so. Absolutely not. So it all depends on the overall, the clarity of intent, what you have license to do. So yeah, so me sharing is simply because I have the license to do so. I have license to let myself run away with things a little bit and
Mhm.
us getting into the mornings. But other than that, oh hell no. Uh-uh.
Yeah. Yeah,
I would
no,
shut
and
up a lot
in the
more.
beginning, I'm like, where is, I try to listen and take cues and and get like
Yeah.
some kind of a some like not a protocol, but just basic fundamentals. And I mean, we spent a lot of time on that hearing and helping, and it was a game changer for me. To spend a lot of those days for that one day where I was on, I think 13 hours with you guys. I mean, it had to be done. I had to sit there and put myself on mute and not respond because it was important for me to go that long.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people
Yeah.
who dives in the deep end first, even if I don't know how to
Yes.
freaking swim.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
and I'm
But
like, okay, this is a lot.
yeah.
Even the other
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
we were on
Yeah.
for 7 hours. Wow, you
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
have to have something to
Yeah.
to to,
Um,
to sustain that. Yeah.
yes. A couple of points here. Right. Shut your mouth, darling. The intent behind it is not to be quiet, but to develop the ability to refrain from saying. Big difference. The intent is to develop the ability to not say or to be quiet.
Hmm.
Right. It's a massive distinction. This is forest and trees here
Hmm.
because, oh wait,
Go ahead.
without the ability to be appropriately quiet, we cannot appropriately share at the right time.
True. True.
That's it. So our ability to be quiet is a strategic maneuver to enable appropriate timing, capital T timing, right? So it's not about not saying. It is about learning how to say at the appropriate time, if needed, if needed, right? Saying isn't always appropriate.
Yeah, it's not always needed. Yeah.
Correct. Right. Now, yeah.
And
Furthermore, if you really, oh, so I was going to say, if you really listen to what I'm saying sometimes, I'm actually not saying new stuff. Yes, sometimes like today, I took it, but even today, I didn't actually come up with anything new today. Not that I can remember, not in the entirety. Everything I said was started or stimulated by some point, and
correct.
I don't. Right. So, but I don't mean like, okay, I'm seeing and the person needs to hear something, and I'm saying what they needed to hear. No, I was taking what they were saying and extending it, which is a very different thing. I'm not introducing like, okay, there's a hole and I see here's the plug for the hole. No, 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 no. I'm seeing here's your monas and I'm just extending it and repeating it back to you, right? So this is a big, big, big difference that I'm almost always extending what's being said. And I'm rephrasing it. I'm doing a repeat back, an extended repeat back. Sometimes there's a kind of a takeaway too, but it is a takeaway of what was inherently implied. So really, all my talking is making the obvious obvious. Okay, it's obvious with a bit of extension. This is a skill, and this is it's a gift that I'm bringing to be able to take that the and add an extra couple of steps onto that the. And that's wow, okay, I didn't get that before. Okay. You could have if you'd spent the time and effort. Okay, I've got a lifetime of habit of doing that, and I can do it in the moment. So it's just bonus, but I'm exemplifying the process. So it's not always the content. I'm sharing continually. I'm sharing, oh, what the hell is Saul doing? How did he come up with that? It's in your mind. You're thinking, you're asking. I'm simply now sharing this process that my practice, my capital P practice, has refined, refined, refined. So again, there's a moreness to it. There's a moreness to it. But if you really pay attention and look, I'm always just adding to what's being
You're
said.
always connecting. You're always
Exactly. Adding connection. Exactly. Connecting. Exactly. Sometimes, like today was more adding than connecting. Yes, it's also connecting, but today I really was taking things further. Extending that cone of knowledge and bringing it to a point. We want to extend, but we don't want to extend from a point out to the wide part of the cone. We want to take the part that we have and extend it, but end up with a point, right? Most people will extend and they end up and it's all fuzzy and wide and you're going the wrong way down the funnel. You want to extend it into a point.
yeah,
Yeah.
to get it more precise to bring that
Right. 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 Right.
again, is you're bringing that down back down to
Usefulness.
the center column almost.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, to that point, and that point is the conception of usefulness. Always we say that point, dictionary of power, usefulness. Usefulness. How do I use this? How do I use this? How do I use this? That's it. That's always what I'm thinking. So I'm saying, okay, there's more here. It leads to this, leads to that. But that more, it is there for. I'm going into the more so that I can find a way to make it useful, to make it useful in a simple way. That's always my objective. It's really the kind of defines my core coding in me is that.
Mhm. Yeah. How do I use this? I like that. Yeah.
How do I use it? Simply? How do I use this? Simply. I want to know how to use it in the most simple way possible. And that is to have that capstone understanding to see, oh, this is connected to that, to that, to that. All I got to do is remember the starting point of all that connectivity, that fractal conception.
Mhm.
Again, we come to our moment to moment doings. Really, for me, what I'm doing moment to moment, I'm being appropriate.
Mhm. Mhm.
But really, if you want to say, my wizardry lies in the when you said to me, what does appropriateness mean to you? I'm going to be here forever.
Mhm.
Right? I mean, I could really go on and on and on about what appropriateness means to me. So every single session, I expand my abilities to not only understand what is appropriate, but actually my ability to be appropriate.
Mhm.
So really, I'm down to one thing that I'm doing. I'm just being appropriate.
Appropriate.
But again, that capstone, it's the pyramid underneath it. My pyramid keeps growing underneath appropriateness. I practice my appropriateness every single session. I practice my appropriateness every
Mhm.
sinreally session. That's
Mhm.
why I always come out feeling like I've grown in some way. Every
Mhm.
time, every time, every
Mhm.
time. It's really exciting. Yeah, I know it sounds like I talk a lot sometimes, but sometimes there is a lot to things. I
Mhm.
continually try to make that more and more refined. And when it comes out, really, sometimes it's like, wow, that was cool. So, and I feel it too. It comes out really tight. Sometimes
Yeah.
it comes out a little rougher. But if you go back, you'll see that I'm getting better and better at streamlining that final point and getting it to a point and keeping it tight. It's very cool. It's very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
So
think
yeah.
it's really understanding that it's about the appropriateness. Yes, there is an appropriate time to talk, and that
Yes.
is kind of what
Absolutely.
shifted for me.
Right.
It's not
Right.
there is
Right.
no following Sill exactly how you can't. You are all over the place, not in a good way,
Yes.
appropriately.
Yes.
But
Yes.
so
Yes.
it's
Yes.
so it's what is pertinent and
Yes.
relevant to that person and that
Yes.
situation.
Yes.
And
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, trust in yourself, Sue. You're going to speak. Yes, you have to be mindful of capital H hearing and shut your mouth, darling, so that you can have that intent to have the intent to for the ability to refrain from speaking. Okay, I get that. So, what was I going to say? Uh, so it was just, a matter of me just saying it's okay. When you think you're supposed to speak appropriately in a sharing mode, and let them figure things out themselves. And it really kind of gives me an easier path to follow. I don't know. It takes a lot of pressure off. Like it's not that there's a right and a wrong way to do it. It's just allow it to be for what is pertinent and relevant for that client, for that situation. The foundation, capital H hearing, appropriateness, impeccability, understanding, appreciation, acknowledgement, discernment. All that stuff. Just use it now. Just use it. So,
Yeah, exactly. And I'm all over the show today because what what Robin was sharing is a condensation of if I'm taking what she's doing and not to be. But it was cool. Take the session and digest it, go over it, go really discern it piece by piece. There's going to be so much there for her. And, there's a lot in today's session. I mean, that, you could make a whole program just out of today's session. A whole Monas module, really. That's what it was today, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
What were you going to say before, Beena?
This thing about what Sil is do that, because when you are doing, when you are talking, and when you are not talking, even not sharing anything, when you're listening, for me personally, I feel that every single bit of what he is sharing, because sometimes, not always, of course, sometimes it happens that he shared a point, what we as a older participant of this way of impeccability, we get it, but not the client, not the participant, a new participant. Me and you, we said, okay, oh yes, it makes sense because we have been discussing all these things before. It makes a connection. So it is appropriate to not say anything, because it takes a lot of energy to say, because you have to focus, you have to rephrase your words and all these things. But just let those connections build in your mind and then rebuild them. It is like making more emphasis and more emphasis.
Yes, Beena.
So, because later on, when you will actually start doing that, okay, whenever you will do that, you don't need to actually memorize anything. You don't need to even look at slides,
Right.
and you will get all these things, because those connections, those pathways are already built and very clear because of the emphasis. And then it just let it simmer.
Yeah.
This is a receptivity we were discussing for whole week. Now we are discussing this receptivity again. It is a kind of you can say that advantage. It's a kind of uh, an opportunity I just avail, because I don't take it as that I need to shut my mouth. I just say that, okay, I can enjoy this liberty to not say anything and let those connections rebuild again and again and again in my mind.
Yes. Yes.
This is
I hear
very
that.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And,
Beena, keep
yeah.
going. Keep going.
And about Sil, uh, yes, sometimes I feel that, oh my God, Sil, how can you talk this much? Yes, it takes a lot of energy, really. It takes a lot of energy. Sometimes I need to just drink water, just a glass of water, and he says that, Beena, are you listening? Are you getting your point? And yes, I'm listening. I'm getting your point, but it takes a lot of energy.
Mhm.
It is not because that he just loved to talk, because there is so much behind him. Oh my
Today,
God,
today was one of those days. There was so much
Yes.
what he had to
so
Yes.
much
say.
Yes.
behind his understanding
Yeah.
Yeah.
about that, I was like, oh my God, what is coming up? So I didn't say anything because I don't want to distract my mind. It's not about others only, it's about me. I don't
Mhm.
want to get distracted by my own talking and sharing and all that. I just want to receive that moreness because they are very, okay, yes, it is often, but not always. You don't always get this moreness. You don't
Right.
always get this depth. No, so it has to be whenever it comes. I said, shut, Beena, and just don't digress yourself. Don't distract yourself. Just
Mhm.
listen. Just receive, receive, receive. Sometimes I feel that, oh my God, still used a lot of words because of the second language also. So you know that my process is double in this sense.
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
but I said I don't focus on that those words. I don't focus on analogies. I don't focus on anything other than what is being sharing at that
Yeah.
and then you will be almost as he is at that particular
Mhm.
topic. You will be
Yeah.
like
No.
him. You can.
And that's why, I certainly
Yeah.
wouldn't question or stop him in any way.
Uh,
But
Yeah, yeah,
there is this, like today, that's a first conversation I've ever had with you guys about vulnerability, and to that
mm,
Mm.
yeah.
to that
Yeah.
depth. So that was a lot of really good
Yeah.
key information that helped. I needed some refinement on it myself, but
Mm,
each time you hear these things, and that's why I love being able to come on with these different participants in there, because even going through Robin's, I mean, she's already at session 8, was huge for me to go through the program again with Ryan, with Janelle. This stuff gets repeated and it's
yes.
sitting inside of me deeper because it's repetition. I mean, surely, Janelle's and Ryan's sessions are very different from Robin's, is different from Erica, but
Yes.
the core components are, I'm starting to hear them more easily instead of everything being an overwhelming new
Okay.
conversation.
yeah,
And
Ex-
that's when it starts to come out. And I see that even in my own clients.
hmm.
Conversations are repeated in my words, that are comfortable and appropriate for me about these things, like this woman, resolution. Let's find resolution here with what you're dealing with here. It's your problem, but what have you done about it? Have you
Hmm.
ever spoken to your parents?
Hmm.
No, I haven't. Well, can you? Would you consider that? Yeah, in all these years, I never thought to approach my father, because she said my mother just stands in the way and says, "Oh, your father's not going to just want to be with you. He's going to want to be with me." Well, the
Oh,
implication there is the mother is afraid the father's going to find another girlfriend, even at 80 years old. So she controls
oh.
him.
oh, wow.
So I said, you want to be complicit to your mother's behavior that you don't like. Is that something you want to do? You know,
Mm,
Yeah,
and in
mm,
that framework there, she's like, "Ugh, I really do need to speak to my parents. That is something that I am going to work on." So
yeah,
it's pretty amazing. I guess I'm
yeah,
hearing and understanding more than what
yes.
my
yes, yes, yes,
what my
yes,
head is trying to tell me, because there's
yes,
knowing that
yes,
there's so much
yes,
more all the time, like, there's
yeah,
still more to that
yeah,
freaking word. There's still more
yeah,
to,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. Exactly. It never
never
ends. It never
ends.
ends. Yes. So in this instance, Sue, be aware that we are going to be redoing and getting into a deeper understanding of wave impeccability forever.
Yes, forever.
So whenever you hear stuff that you haven't heard, don't focus on that. I don't know this. Just remember that you know a lot, and this
Hmm.
is
Yeah.
just more.
Hmm. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't make you ignorant when you encounter something you don't know. It happens all the time.
Yeah, that's what happened today with that vulnerability. vulnerability stuff because you threw me off my game with the fact that it is a how did you word that? Anything that
Yes.
compromises my existence. I'm like, what? Now, that's the noise that was in my head. And the more you
We heard it. We heard it.
kept hearing, he is plus it's positive to me. And then that part came out. That's the
Yes.
capital V
Ah,
of
ah, ah, ah,
regular
ah,
moment.
ah, 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 ah.
Are you okay?
Ah, I'm just excited.
Oh, yeah.
Look at what happened there,
Mhm.
right? In the shift. Some other times before that would have resulted in a closing a bit and also in a resistance a little bit. But today you applied capital R receptivity.
Yep.
You
Mhm.
stayed open, you stayed open, you stayed open. It must make sense. It must make sense
Mhm.
because he's insisting on it. He's keeping going. It's not that he's like just got a wrong idea. No, he's insisting on it, and you stayed receptive. It must make sense. How? And then it's a conundrum. It's a coexisting conundrum that it's a coexisting contradiction. It requires context shifting, and you have to see it from both contexts simultaneously, and the one context contradicts the other one. But we need to see it all. And you went through the whole thing and said, So you didn't only get capital V vulnerability out of it that you already had, but you got lowercase. And also you got to have the moreness of context shifting that came out of that, right?
Yeah.
That's very cool. I mean, so your receptivity led to you not only connecting to the moreness of vulnerability, but to the moreness of like context shifting. And there was a whole bunch of other stuff that came from that also. It was very, very, very awesomely cool. Yes?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. But it's receptivity. So that's why I was getting all excited. I want to celebrate the receptivity.
Oh,
And and on top of that, I wanted to celebrate the ding that said pizza is ready. See, no, that ding came quite a lot earlier. I just had to take it out, but I really wanted to celebrate your receptivity. This is something. This is something. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely,
And not
absolutely.
being afraid to question it. Not being afraid to
Right.
say, no, whoa, back up,
Right. Right.
buddy. You know.
But you stayed open to
Yes.
saying, "Oh, it must make
Exactly.
sense." That's the key. It was not just a celebration of your receptivity, but the celebration of your application of receptivity in the moment.
Yes. Yes.
Big deal. Big deal.
Definitely.
That was something right there.
Mm.
That was something right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fascinating to me. You
Yes.
know, it all
Yes.
is. And
Yes.
no, the
Yes.
beauty for me in a lot of these is, and I've always liked that, and that's why I like to see clients. Nothing is ever the same. Never.
Exactly.
I can't stand
Exactly.
that mundane.
Exactly. 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 And this is something very important to understand about knowledge and awareness and understanding.
Ooh,
Each new understanding iteratively affects everything else.
yeah.
The entire in other words, for instance, with coding, literally in computer coding, they go change just one little thing because people say, oh, there's a bug in the system, and it's a small, irritating, stupid little thing, and that doesn't get fixed like in the games, and the players are always complaining about it, and then when the developers come, they say, look. Yes, it's a simple thing, but all that code is connected to every other bit of code.
Mm,
So to change one single comma changes the entire program. Sometimes it doesn't go all the way through, but other times that butterfly sneeze does result in a typhoon. Mostly butterfly sneezes are the same as butterfly farts and make no difference. But sometimes. So we have to be aware of this. So when it comes to the connectivity of what we do, it's all connected, right? So yes, every time we update, we have to be aware that it updates everything. It changes everything. Yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool. Particularly because we are dealing with high level concepts, right? So when you add a high level concept like receptivity, That's not just a little comma you're changing. That's a major block of code. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna change. It's gonna change everything. That's a major big deal. Yeah.
Yeah. Big stuff. Big stuff. Yeah.
Very big deal. Very big deal. Mm.
But yeah, I mean, I can see, and honor the shifts. And again, how many months ago did I panic because I didn't know everything after doing this for 20 years. I mean, it's almost a complete acceptance now of you're not going to know it soon, not yet, but it's coming.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that
Yeah.
leaves that leaves the door.
Right. But what did you just say? You're not gonna know it all.
Yeah.
Very important. Yet, however, do you need to know it all?
No.
What doctor do you know knows all of medicine?
Yeah.
Not a single one. Not a single one. No university is trying to get when they qualify a doctor, say, oh, they know it all. No, they are getting them to know enough.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't forget to sue. Remind yourself this. Add it to your list of daily, your moment to moment. Do I know enough? That's it. Do I know enough to get a result?
Mm-hmm.
That's the issue, right?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. No. And I can answer. Yes, I do. And I just need
Thank
to
you.
not question that. Yeah, I do know enough.
I'm gonna ask that question again. Do you know enough to get the result that the client wants, that the client is contracted for?
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, I do. And
Exactly.
absolutely.
Exactly. Exactly. The issue is time.
Yeah.
It may take you a little longer in some cases, but so what?
Yeah.
In the
Mm-hmm.
case of wave impeccability, to go a little longer is not a detriment. It could be a positive because they get more time to practice.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get spread out a little bit more. I share a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that lot may be a bit overwhelming. And now it's a lot. Okay. So there's pluses and minuses to it. It's enough to get the job done. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. I need
That's
to.
why I say to, sorry, that's why I keep repeating. It is about the end objective, obtaining value and usefulness. Don't forget your intent. How you achieve the intent, that's up to, that's got a lot of different ways, right? Never forget your intent. Then you don't get hung up in how much you know. You get hung up in applying what you do know to get that intent. Do you know enough to enable this? Yes. The key
That,
point really is, yeah, the key point really is, do you not know what will impede and inhibit and prevent the result from happening? That's more important. Now, that's what I'm looking for in the facilitator. The program is already there. You facilitating the program. What the facilitator needs is not to get in the way of the damn program,
mm-hmm.
right? So it's not about learning new skills. It's about unlearning potentially inhibitory and preventative and destructive and negative skills, right?
Yeah.
Big difference. Big difference. So
Yeah.
training to be a facilitator is getting rid of the nonsense that will prevent it from happening, not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily skills that enable it to happen. Big shift, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Look at Beena. She gets stuff wrong all the time, but she's a fantastic facilitator. All right, not really true, of course, but I'm making the point. It's not about how much we know. Beena facilitates. She doesn't necessarily share knowledge. She's sharing what she understands, her process. That's it. She's just facilitating. You don't have to know it. You don't have to know it. That's it. It's really cool, right? When you think of it this way, it relieves a lot of pressure, does it
Yeah,
not,
so
Sue?
in facilitating, we must keep the intent for it to be valuable and useful to the participant and not to get in way of the intent of the program.
Right, exactly. So it's not so much what we know, it's just about not blocking the process by doing stupid stuff, right? That's it. That's it.
Right. Gotcha.
Now, I think of the typical coaches out there, right? At the moment they start telling, they corrupt the whole process. They
Mhm.
have, if we can remove just that one thing, do they have the abilities, the skills? Yes, they know enough. They don't need to know stuff. You can just let the program do the talking for you. You just have to regurgitate what the program says. You don't have to have any own your own content really. I mean, literally, if you don't know anything about the program, I mean, I could go and facilitate somebody else's program if they've got content. I just can regurgitate that. I have skills of comprehension. I have skills of understanding. Okay. I just do not have to get in the way of doing it. That's what facilitating is. Just enable, facilitate. Don't tell, don't have knowledge. That's it. Just facilitate. Right?
Mhm. Mhm.
How cool is that? How cool is that? So really, the key here is, don't be getting in the way of things. Don't be preventing them, and that's what we want to look at. That
Yeah.
again, like the talking without timing, right? That is in somebody just coming in. If you said to me, "Oh, you know what? They can't control their mouth." Sorry, on being a facilitator.
Mhm.
You see
Mhm.
why that was emphasized so much?
Mhm.
It is
Mhm.
to develop the skill, the ability that you are. And again, for you, Sue, it has become so innate now. It's so, like, first and foremost, because of that ridiculous emphasis, it's your go to. And that's what I was after. I wanted it to be your go to, not something that you disciplined, you're holding yourself in, and when it gets all excited, you forget about it and it gets lost. No, it's your go to now.
Yes. Yeah. There was a moment that, in the beginning there where it was holding all that in and it was a struggle to shut,
Yes,
but
yes,
being and just
yeah,
muting myself, I couldn't
right,
talk. So that was the
right,
glory of
yes,
Zoom because in a
yes,
one-on-one
yes,
in-person thing, it would have been way harder to
yes,
do. I
yes,
wanted to
yes,
fill that
yes,
void of
yes,
silence. Yes, other people were talking, but I've learned
yes,
that I don't
yes,
need to say
yes,
all the
yes,
things that I
yes,
think I need to say.
yes,
I don't.
yes, yes, exactly, exactly. So again, my intent was to make sure that you being able to not say was not an act of discipline. As marvelous as discipline is, I know you can have the discipline, but that's not what I was after. It's not. If you're just doing an act of discipline, that's not going to really help because it's an energy that you're putting there, and somebody sees you withholding. That's going to affect them. If I see you holding you're holding something back, no, it is the having the desire to not say and the need to not say and not having stuff rush and oh, it's got to come out. Okay, it'll come later. It's there. That is a massive skill to acquire, right? Like Beena. Beena has this skill really magically where she's got a lot to say. If I ask her, she's always got something to say, but she never feels a pressure to say it.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's quite happy to go the whole session and not say a word, and it's happened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the skill. That's the skill. Is not feeling a need to say, but when appropriate, fine. You say, and look, when Beena facilitates, when I wasn't there, she's Jabberwocky. She's all over the show. Talks 10 to the 12.
You
Yes.
were
And I'm
looking
not
for,
exaggerating this time. I'm not exaggerating. I have documentary evidence to back it up.
okay, but you were looking for this term to actually throw on me that Pina was all over the
Ah,
show, not only me.
Jabberwocky. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, actually, it's a Jabberwock. People have after the fact added the Y, but in the original poem, it's just a Jabberwock, not Jabberwocky. Interesting.
Mhm.
Anyway, sounds more fun, Jabberwocky. Yeah.
Way
Yeah.
more fun to
It's
say.
a poem
But
by Lewis Carroll. Yeah.
yeah, but
Alice in Wonderland. Relate.
this is something really interesting. Sue, again, as Sil is sharing about the saying things and not saying things. Again, I will just emphasize on just to make the obvious obvious that when you feel that I'm not holding anything for for other people, I'm just not saying anything for myself. It changes everything. I am letting it simmer in my mind. I am actually using
Yeah.
this as an opportunity, as a liberty also,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
yes, this is something I want to enjoy. I
Mhm.
want to let it simmer in my mind and I just want to get more out of it. Then it will take all the pressure of just not saying anything. because I'm enjoying this. I am using it for my moreness. This is it's a just a perspective shift for that, which will actually lift all the pressure.
And it's
Oh,
that simmering. I like that word, that simmering. Just let it sit there. Because I
yeah.
can remember in the very beginning, of Robin's sessions, especially if I had a question, I would think about and I'd write it down. And, in the beginning, I may have said the question, that, but I realized later down the road, you know what? I don't know if that's relevant at this point. As
There
they go,
you go. There
I'm
you
like,
go.
so don't say, so I didn't say it. I have many questions
Yeah.
listed
Yeah.
because I write them in a certain way. And I'm like, no, there's really no need to say that anymore.
Yeah.
What was
Mhm.
that? What, was that me trying to talk to myself or I don't know. Uh,
Mhm.
but if you let it, you're right, B. If you can just let it simmer in there, you absorb more. And then when you do speak, it really, Angie, is more profound. Uh,
Yes. Yes. And like today, the question about vulnerability. Me and Sil. I don't actually remember that who else were with us, but I am so sure that we have this discussion before also. And this vulnerability had a positive association in my mind. And then Sil discussed these things. Of course, there was so much new stuff today also, the connections and the connectivity and the different perspective. But we had this discussion before, and I said that just to say that I put myself in that position, and I said, "Sir, but still there is some negative association connected to that word. Why? Because it stimulates so much. So not always you ask questions like really profound one, but sometimes you ask questions but which are like, from where this is coming?
that was you
Yeah.
already knew, but it was almost like a cueing, a fueling
Yes.
of
Yes.
because there's
Exactly.
so much attached to that old
Yeah.
concept
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
negative and negative, but there's that positive. Like,
Right.
how can that be true? Yeah. Now it
Right.
sparked a bigger conversation, is what it did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So and then you have to do nothing. You just sit and receive what is coming out. Because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
this there is something attached to that. Sometimes I simply say that I didn't get it, and then
Yeah.
so then we go back and repeat, and then I always get more out of it.
Yeah.
I do get it, but I said that no, I didn't get it, Sil. And then he says, okay, let it rephrase. Let's do this. Let's do this, and then you get more and the more clarity, moreness, everything.
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah.
the question.
Also, yeah.
Sorry,
Oh, go,
the,
go.
this capital Q question is really something really magical, because you don't need to actually articulate your question very in a fancy way, or ask you
No,
have to
no, no. Yeah.
very profound questions.
Yeah.
No, just because the question itself is a power,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
having an ability to
Yes.
ask is a
Yes.
power.
Yes.
And when
Yes.
you actually
Yes.
connect to the core of that issue,
Yeah.
then you
Yeah.
ask question. It
Yeah.
actually it's an energy you put out
Yeah.
there, and then of
Yeah.
course it attracts more
Yeah.
energy, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
more and more.
Today
That's
It's
it.
exactly what Sue did.
was a perfect
Yeah.
example.
More and more.
Yeah.
Exactly what
Yeah,
Sue did with her client. And I'm
yeah,
enough and also more. You put it as a
yes.
question. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
My inner bureaucrats are clamoring to voice an objection.
For
Hmm.
what? For what?
I said, might we remind, said Sue Laurie, that Sue Laurie actually asked to get to zip. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? I asked. Now they have to voice those sides of the objection. See, they got it all in the notes there. And the other bit is, what do you mean she asked for it? And she did. She absolutely did. Very clearly, very specifically. Oh, no, she didn't. I've got the records. I got to go through all the transcripts. When she said, she asked Beena, what did Beena get out of the way impeccability? What did Beena say?
Piece
Piece
of
of being.
What did Sue say?
I want that too.
Yes.
Ah,
You're mute.
Actually,
you're
is it
mute.
possible to have peace of being?
You went mute.
Ah, ah. Is it possible to have peace of being without being in charge of our verbiage. It's not. It's not. It's not. Furthermore, we can be with discipline, but not to have peace of being, right? You asked for a different thing, right?
Mm.
You're losing me here a minute.
Okay. So you can not be in control of what you say through discipline. But if you doing that discipline, it takes energy, it takes effort. You're not going to come from a point of peace of being.
Oh,
You're
okay.
going to come from a point of control.
Got
Different. See, you asked for peace of being, which is why I really, on your case, when we were doing capital H hearing, I emphasized this so profoundly. I really went on top of it and kept hammering it over and over and over so that it would be innate for you, to be your go-to, because you wanted that peace of being,
Yeah.
not the discipline.
Correct.
Yeah, the
Correct.
discipline is going to come automatically. Right? You don't need the discipline once it's so innate to you and it's your go-to. It's your first choice, not the second. It's your first choice, and
Mhm.
you're still working on making it your first choice, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because even when stuff pops up in you, we want to distrust that first thing that pops up. Chill, chill, let it sit there a while. Let's see what else comes. Let's see if there's more that's coming. Yes, then, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and I always no, that's true. And I always used to think I had to remember what I was going to ask. So
Wow.
maybe it's not necessary. If it's needed to be brought up again, you'll find the words to bring it up again. And that was another thing,
Exactly.
to learn there. But yeah, no, there was
Yeah.
more discipline in the beginning, just getting that
Correct.
new
Correct.
habit
Yeah.
formed.
Correct. Correct.
But
Right. If you right.
it's definitely more innate for sure now.
Correct. Which now, when you connect it to piece of being, is, oh my God, it's the same bloody thing.
Mhm.
It's tied together. Your intent wasn't to learn discipline. If you'd said that, okay, then fine. Then we would have focused on the discipline part. But no, you want a piece of being. And this is a core component to piece of being, and particularly your piece of being. I never forgot that intent, Sue. I
Wow.
still don't. Right? Never. It was always there pressing on me. Yeah.
Wow. Cool. Very cool. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, pleasure, Sue. Pleasure. And again, too, what a joy for us when you have that and you exude your piece of being. Oh my God, it is so beautiful. It's so unbelievably beautifully awesome. It's just a joy. It's a fantastic thing. So hey, I'm self-serving too. Yeah.
But also, Sue, when you actually get rid of that pressure to say something, to explain yourself, it is like kind of an excuse we have. Whenever we try to explain ourselves, I do sometimes, yes, still I do. But whenever we try to explain ourselves, it's a kind of an excuse we actually put. And this excuse is like, oh, I need to be like this. Then the should thing is in the background, there is always some should. Otherwise, we don't need to explain. We don't need
Yeah.
to have any excuse for doing anything. So
Mhm.
this thing of having that, okay, I don't need to say anything. If I someone will need, it will be, if it will be appropriate, it will come.
Mhm.
It
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
this just this ability, just this quality, just this treasure we can have
Yeah.
is the profound leverage to
Yes.
actually enhance and improve and maximize our relationship,
Yeah.
especially with our spouse.
Mhm.
Really,
Yes. And the relationship with is.
actually, yes, of course. Others
Mhm.
also, like you don't need to, you don't feel that pressure. Okay, Bill, if Bill is doing something, let him be.
Yeah.
And what a gift you are giving to Bill now. What a gift.
Mhm.
You are not only enjoying your piece of being, he's also enjoying your piece of being because of
100%.
Yeah.
100%. We are
Yeah.
missing that edge that was sometimes that would show up.
Yes, Sue. Yes. What a magic to recognize it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
yes,
Very cool.
so calm. I mean, it's not that we don't disagree, but it is
Uh-huh.
so different. It is so
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
Exactly. So this piece of being is so contagious because you are executing this, and this thing is now going to Bill, and he is enjoying his piece of being. Now he don't feel
Yeah.
pressure, and this is actually the moreness of this project. That it is not only limited to you who is doing this project, but everything and everyone around them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What incredible magic, right?
Very
Yes.
cool. Well, before I go, Beena, I want to see your update on your picture, your drawing.
Oh my God. That is yesterday we had another session with Frauka, and Frauka said, Beena, are you coming? First we has Frauka was here, and with Sil and me, and we were discussing a lot of things, and it was really, really beautiful
Oh, good.
conversation we had with her. But after that, she says, Beena, are you coming? And I was completely forgot that okay, I had to go there. But I said, okay, I'm coming because my network was really creating problem for video and audio also. But then I went there, and they start asking about. So Sue, it is something I cannot show you right now, but I will take pictures again. Uh,
Okay.
do you know? Do you know that I have a guy coming in my drawing?
Okay. There's a
Really?
man.
You don't know?
Oh,
Oh,
Well,
I will share with you. I will take pictures now because it is unbelievable, unbelievable. Because Donna actually sees that, and I said, Beena, what this guy is doing here? And I said, what guy? Sun guy. Like, wow.
the
And
sun
now,
guy. Yeah, yeah, we saw him. We saw with the
yeah,
sun head, and then
yeah.
the
yeah.
Okay. So what happened yesterday?
woman. Yeah.
Shared in the group. Anjali says that Beena, look out for Shamsuddin or Shams Ahmad. Like she was taking some Muslim names. And then I realized that I am reading a book in about a particular Sufi, very famous, Shams and Tabriz. And I was like, okay. And then they all were asking about their drawings because they don't have that much in their drawing, which I have visibly. Of course,
Yeah.
they have bonus. And then Sarah says that, but I don't have anything to get meaning out of it.
Hmm.
And then I said that it is not only about this year. This is the sense of empowerment we are leveraging by physically implementing this. So don't just think about that because in my drawing, I didn't have anything specific. They have what they want, like a vision board. They have things in their thing. I didn't get that. I didn't draw anything specific, but things just come up. Whatever was coming, and they were saying that, Beena, but we don't have that most bonus. And then I just explained it, and it was like a way of impeccability session there. Very limited, of course. I didn't took over that because it is Fraka's thing, but I shared that what I think and what I'm getting out of it, and that was something I feel that was really a gift for all the participants she had because
Very cool.
Fraka is a bit now she's getting more open, but she was in the beginning a bit holding things back and not like holding back, but not comfortable. You can say that. I don't want to use any negative thing for that, but like it was a very limited conversation, limited usage of
Not
words.
not fully comfortable. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So that drawing becomes a mystery for everyone.
Hmm.
So because people want to know more, she knew, but we
Mm.
didn't know that. So
Are
everybody
you
was like,
sharing the latest drawing while we talk?
no, still I cannot share right now, but
Oh,
definitely I'm going to with Sue. I will take pictures. I'm working on that, Sue, and a heart, actual heart,
Hmm.
appear in my drawing. And what was the word, sir?
pupa.
Sir? Pupa. Yeah, the pupa, actual. A pupa appears, a very big one, which is a sign of transition from immaturity to maturity.
Oh, is that the
That
pupa,
is
the moth going into the butterfly?
exactly.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you just look for it, they will say that is specifically they will say that it is a transition from immaturity to maturity.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it's a very big symbol for transformation. And it appears just underneath, or on a, you can say that on the side of the physical transformation picture.
Ah,
Wow.
Right, right.
crazy.
You can't just show the picture on video, Beena? Are you not dressed appropriately?
It is not about me. It is always about other people. Let me do that. Sue, just give me 2 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes. I'm coming.
Okay.
Oh,
Ah,
good.
yeah.
Good.
He's too adorable. I can't take it.
I hear you. I hear you.
Ah,
See what I have to put up with all day long?
yeah, you poor thing. Should be a law against
No.
that.
Some people do that, They turn it all into some sort of self pity, It's amazing.
Yeah,
No,
bad for them. Yeah,
no, no.
got a cup of tea. I am freezing in this first floor of our house. I can never be warm.
Yeah.
I
You
don't.
you may have a disproportionate what you may look at, Sue, is moving your thermostat.
Yeah, yeah. That's well.
Yeah.
We have
Because
ready.
thermostats that are poorly placed will result in an overcooling of the house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's right in the center of the dining room, which was in the middle of the house. It's all open. I don't think that's it. Maybe the
Well,
heating units, the old radiators, may I should go check them and see if they're all getting warm. Because
there you go. That could be too.
it is 20 in the low 20s. I mean, it is cold.
Mm. And
They're all
where you sit are the vents that are, I'm assuming there's some air involved, or not?
actually. Let me just feel these. I mean, I can hear the ones up. Ah, this one's ice cold.
There you go.
The one in the
There you
living.
go. Wow. Wow. You know,
Yep.
sometimes the thermostat is in a room that is um, that is naturally cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it only heats up to that, and then the other stuff is disproportionately left
Yeah.
behind. So you have to be careful. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you on that. Yeah.
But if you found one that's not working, well, there you go.
The one in the living room, uh, there's no heat coming out of it. So I
Exactly. So this forces it to, yeah.
last week to come and service the furnace. He services it every year. But
He
interesting.
came last week. He came last week to service.
I called him. He hasn't come yet.
Oh. Well, now you know. You need it.
Because there's no way that I can hear them all.
Very interesting.
You can hear them turning on.
Yeah.
That's what's wrong.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. It's nice that you found it. So anomaly, we got to pay attention to anomaly. We were asking, what's the anomaly? There's the anomaly, the excessively cold that you were feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I go upstairs. I mean, heat rises.
Yeah.
But so it's really hard. It's hard to be down here. I mean, like I'm frozen.
Yeah. That's good. We paid attention to that anomaly and explored it a bit, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Look at that yummy red
Right,
beet.
cool.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
I do like beets actually. I do enjoy them.
Mm.
Wow.
When I was a kid, they still make them, I think, but there was a canning factory that did pickled beets,
Uh-huh.
and well, just a canning factory, but they made particularly good pickled beets that were really excellent. So
Mhm.
no, I don't see it too much. The pickled beets, just the beets in vinegar, really.
Yeah, these
They
are
do a great job.
vinegar, and then they have chili sauce.
Oh, all right. I'll lose the chili, but yeah, it was done in vinegar. I really like that. It's very nice. Yeah,
Good.
but a salt on it, perfect.
Yeah, no salt.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Okay. Hi.
Hey, baby girl. How are you? I was just sharing my beat.
Oh,
You know.
this is loud. So first, I need to show something.
Go ahead.
This is my room. This is my room,
Oh,
and I have a washroom, an attached bath in my room,
mm-hmm.
which is a common thing, which is a common one. Everybody use that. So that's why I cannot always put a video on because they
Yeah.
feel uncomfortable.
They're going.
Yes, through traffic.
Yes.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Whenever I have someone, especially, so I have to ask them that okay, if you want to go, otherwise I will close my room. So this is the arrangement I need to do all the time.
That's funny. No, that's good. Now we understand. Here we go.
The
Look
first,
at the size of this thing, actually.
And this
Oh,
is not even all of it, is it, Beena? Oh no, it is. Okay.
come
Yeah.
down
it
slowly.
is.
Come down, lower it.
Go back. Oh, there's the poop pupa.
Pupa. No.
No. Show the heart, Beena.
Okay, and here's the heart.
A little up, up a bit. There you go.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Yep, I see.
You see too, it's a flowering heart,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay, and now,
At least that's what I feel. Very important to see the flowering part of the heart.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and see that guy holding a bouquet behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. A woman. I think it's a woman, a very butch woman, but all right.
Yeah,
So
'cause
this
you
is
got that
this is
bathing
the
suit on.
transformation and the pupa here. Okay, and here is, you saw that these ones also. Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
but now
Yes.
look at the eye.
Yeah, I saw the eye. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now it is different because it was empty before.
Yeah.
The connecting lines and the field lines and everything. And this is my December.
Whoa.
Wow.
Look at all those triangles in there.
Yeah, this is my December. I don't know why, but
Reminds me of that Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd, the logo for that album.
Oh yeah.
Look,
yeah.
Did you see that, Sue?
No.
Did you see that? Look, the 6-year-old picking around the corner of the picture.
Yeah.
I said when Beena just looks across the top of it like that, just hold the picture a little higher, Beena. Little more. Just so we see the eyes only is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, Beena. You see, Beena she looks so young, right? Doesn't she, Beena? I mean, Sue?
Why were all those additional lines added?
Oh, these are field lines. These are actually field lines. Yes, and Proka says that
Fear.
yes,
Feel or fear? Feel lines.
field, field,
Oh,
D at
Field. Field.
FIELD.
What do they mean? What do they mean?
because you cannot be isolated within yourself around in your own surrounding. You have to connect it outer from the universe and also the outer environment. So with the world itself. So everything, every circle needs to be connected to the outer world. Otherwise, she will say that okay, what you are planning to do? Not going anywhere, not communicating, not connecting to anyone. So this is the connection. These are the connections. They are not only connected to each other, but also connecting to the other. Now it is because I have add some colors to these. It's like highlighting them.
Yeah, they look beautiful.
And
I can see the change, you know. Yeah.
with the transformation one, these four are done.
Mm.
These are now I will do that. And then I will add the 13th circle. And then I will activate this.
Mm.
This is something
Wow.
really become a
Wow.
project for me. And then I will add some gold in that.
Yes.
This-
Yeah. I
yeah.
just got my gold pens in. I just got them yesterday.
But I just asked for that gold flakes. So I will. And Frauka also did that. It looks so gorgeous. Looks so gorgeous. Her
Wow.
drawing is something.
Mm. So where will your 13th one go? And what does the 13th represent?
Okay, 13th is actually the overall life, not just only the year. So it will be like I have planned to have like this. So the whole background under this circle will be different, and the outer of it will be different. So you can see
Hold
that
it right
art.
there. Hold it. Sorry. Keep going, but don't move the picture. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay. So this is going to be like that. Yes, we are part of a very huge circle, which cannot be complete in this drawing, but it is part of that. Yeah. What you
Gotcha.
were saying?
You see a dog, Sue? A dog
Uh,
from the side in black and white. A dog with a very big eye and with a little snub nose. That's all you're seeing. You see
Up at the top. Up at the top.
with the eye. You see it as a profile of a dog with a big eye and a little snub nose.
Yeah, or a little bit of a horse, maybe.
Right. I thought a dog rather.
Yeah, maybe a dog.
Yeah, kind of a little snub nosy dog, a little cheeky dog, but with a big eye. The mouth is more cheeky, but the eye is really huge.
my
With a
God.
little
Oh,
tiny snub nose. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That's right. That's right. Right. That's the eye and then the jaw of the dog, right? Right.
Okay.
But if you look at it a bigger, look all the white, it looks like a horse. It looks,
Oh wow.
Yes.
I don't see the horse yet, but
yeah, there. Yep.
oh wow. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Thing. Just
I
look
mean
at
I
it.
have it with a dog. The dog is looking to the left, right?
Okay.
But I think your horse is looking to the it's from the right, yeah? Oh,
No,
never
no,
mind.
no, no.
Go
Same,
ahead.
same.
Oh.
See this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
It looks like a
ah.
face.
There's a woman in there
Yes.
with a hat, with a big tall hat or something on. See it?
Wow, I'm not seeing that just yet.
Right in the middle. But let me see what else I see.
Wow. The dog, though, is kind of important because the dog's a theme in the story. You know, the story of the sleepers and the dog. So I thought that was just very interesting.
Yeah.
You know, like seeing the
I
woman.
see another person. I see two people there.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Not catching me just yet.
I still see that lady. Her eye, you see where all the bubbles are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then come down where you have rounding, that's her eye. And then she has this really pointy nose, almost witchish. You see
Wow.
it coming out there, and then her
Wow. I'm
chin.
not seeing it. Beena, put your finger on the paper so Sue can move your finger. Your finger on the drawing because I'm not seeing. So Sue, direct Beena's finger. Where's the nose?
Come up, go up. That's the hat. Trace the hat there. Like all those bubbles there on the one side there. Like there's a dark line. Nope, come over towards you. Just right in there. Go up, all the way up to the top. It's like a point up there, all the way up. Nope, up.
Up, not sideways.
There. Come down. It's like a pointy, there you go. Follow that line all the way down. And there's her head. It's like a pointed hat. And then when you come down, under there's an eye.
Okay. So that I saw that. This is an eye. This is an eye.
Yes.
This is the pointed nose here. But if you look at it as a whole headgear, yes, like some African deity. Yes. So if you see that the whole thing as a headgear, and then you see that it looks like yes, and I can see that eye, but I cannot actually see that the whole face coming. I can see the chin here.
Yes, and the nose, right. If you come down from the eye, right there, that's the nose. That's the nose. That's
Which way is the woman looking? Is it a profile, full-on face?
Yes,
which
it's a
way?
profile. It's a profile. Yeah.
And which side of the face are we seeing? What side of her face are we seeing?
The right side. The right side of her face.
The right side of her
Now
face
I
we
see
see.
that big helmet. See, I just saw like a cone, like a top hat. But yes, you can see that other one that you're saying is more of a helmet. Now look, you see where all the bubbles are, the front of the helmet. Go to the front of the helmet. There's
I see an alien creature, but I don't see no woman. I see like a squid.
Right there. There's nothing in it. It's plain white. Right in front of the helmet. Go in front of the helmet. In front of the helmet. Right there. Go in that
Yeah.
white space. Go up there. It's a man or somebody standing there.
Yeah. We're looking to upward and to our right.
Yeah.
It's a profile of his right hand side, and he's looking up into the corner of the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
a
somebody.
silhouette, a silhouette. Yeah, a silhouette of a man, like Alfred Hitchcock type thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You
This
see
is
it, Beena? You see it?
fascinating.
He's looking up towards the corner of the drawing.
Okay. For me, what is it? It's like start from here
Yes.
Yeah,
and here.
yeah. He's on his head. There's I want to go slowly, go slowly. I'll show you where the nose is.
Right there.
Right. Follow the finger with your line again. Right.
Okay.
Like you did. Just go over it slowly. Yeah.
Just a minute. If you
Oh,
just follow this line, just this
yeah.
line. Me
Yeah.
from the back side, what I'm getting is it looks like a woman with an onion bun on her head, and just a slightly tilt, and she's standing there. I saw a
Wow.
plastic painting there. This is something I'm getting from backside, like of this paper. But of course, now tell me what you.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So go there on the neck. You're on the back of his neck. You're on the top,
Yeah.
going up. You're on coming to the top of his head. Keep going. Keep going a little bit more. You're on the forehead. No. Go down. Go no. Go down now. There. Well, stop. You're on the nose. You're on the
Mhm.
Ah,
nose. And yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So we are actually seeing the same thing, but
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
me, it shows a hollow or just an outline of that
Wow.
particular classic painting I have seen. I will share with you. I will certainly.
Wow. Interesting. But from here, it's very much. It looks like a man looking up
Yeah.
into the corner, and there's something that the ground, like something's obstructing him a little bit, where his
Yes.
nose is on top of the lip there. But nonetheless, definitely a bust, a profile of a bust of a man looking up
Mhm.
into the corner. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, interesting. I still don't see the woman. Dang it!
I know. This is if you just try to assume some African or some, I don't know, Cleopatra. They have this type of headgears, like they have
Yeah,
very
yeah,
one
yeah. I
very
see the
heavy.
headgear, but I can't
Yeah.
see how the eye works.
Here's
Forehead. Yeah.
forehead.
Forehead,
This
Right
yeah.
there's the eye. Right there's the eye.
that pointed nose coming
Mhm.
out,
And
and
there's
then chin. We don't have very defined lips here,
yeah.
but we have chin,
The chin.
we have eye, we have forehead, when we have head.
Mhm. Yeah,
All
she's
right.
pretty intense. Yeah. There's something to her. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Interesting.
I
And
mean, I see the whole bigger line, Beena, as a
Yeah.
side profile of a man with a kind of a very
Yes,
sort of
this
a
is what
flattish face and a very weak chin.
yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
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 this
yeah.
I was feeling. So,
Crazy. Wow.
but Sue, this,
And he's got a bit of an eye in him. But I like that dog though, Beena. It's a puppy, not a dog. It's a puppy. That one I saw is a puppy.
it was a flower before, but when I was just drawing, and then I look at it from the distance, it is a heart.
Very cool.
It is
Very
actually, this is interesting because this specific drawing was about opening your heart. How it appears, I don't know. I have no idea about that, but it just comes out of it.
yeah.
That's the point and
So
purpose of the drawing, right, Beena?
Yeah.
exactly, and I'm just following it. So I feel that now the colors are coming more vibrant. I'm using the soft pastels on that. These four are done with that.
Please, you
Now
got
I
the
will do that.
pastels. Show
Yeah,
Sue the pastels. Show her.
yeah, they look very pale. The upper ones, see?
Yes.
The,
Yeah.
Yeah.
these ones looks very pale. So I'm using pastels for that. Let me show you.
I just want to eat those pastels.
Come on.
Yeah, you'll see what I mean now. Oh, look how nice my background. You see, doesn't it look tasty, Beena, Sue?
Like candy, like a box of candy.
Yeah.
Now my
Not
friend.
just me, Sib. It's not just me, Beena.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just bought these ones because I'm using first time. I don't
Yeah.
know about how to actually use that. So I said, okay, let's try this one.
So didn't you
So
have crayon underneath it? You have crayon underneath it, and then you put pastels on the top.
yes, Yes. And now I have to actually circle all these circles with the
Yeah.
color,
Yeah.
and because to highlight them, to activate all these things. Because Frauke is saying that you need to activate that. Go to my intent again, and then redraw these circles. I will use colors now, crystals, and then reactivate all these things, and then draw a third circle, and then color it, and then it will be finished, then complete. Not finished, but it will be complete.
Oh my God. It is
Big
huge.
project. It's
Huge.
a big project.
Wow. Wow. It's gorgeous.
Fabulosity.
Gorgeous.
Fabulosity.
Yeah.
Yep, yep, yep. The background, you asked, yes, it's connectivity, but it's also contextuality, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when we're talking about that context shifting, it is all of that represented, that connection and the multiple contexts, the layering, it's all represented in that, right, Beena?
Yes, yes. I'm just
You know, that
using it.
field is
Yeah.
context really, but multiple layered, connected context, not just, context, any old context. Yeah.
Mhm.
Beautiful. Wow.
Like your heart,
Yeah.
like your flowering heart, it provides a context for the whole thing. That
Yes.
pupa, that provides context for the whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
And
exciting.
the most busiest one. My drawing is the most busiest one. Like everybody has very
Well,
smooth.
it's a Bollywood movie, so it has to be busy.
I said, Priyanka, you activated that Bollywood movie in my drawing because you
Yeah,
mentioned, and she says she
yeah.
was
All
laughing.
Fraka's fault. No, it's Mona's, Bean. It's Mona's.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Mona's project. It's not just Wave Impeccability. It's Mona's project exemplified.
Yeah.
And it's abundance. Abundance is the whole theme of the whole year.
Oh,
For
yes, I
Beena,
have.
it's come up repeatedly that it's abundance. Ah,
Mm-hmm.
Beena,
Yes.
go back to the eye,
Hmm. Oh,
right?
yes.
And
Mhm.
Beena was,
Mm.
well, now I can only see the dang puppy. I so clearly see that puppy, this little cute puppy. That's all I see now. But
Nice.
Beena went and looked up in the more abstract concept of the whole month, the circle, and then the inner curve of that circle. You have to look it up. It's called Shefa, right?
Yes.
Shefa, the
Yeah.
Shefa symbol. Just Google it real quick, Sue. Shefa, please, if you don't mind. Sorry, I don't mean to say it as a instruction there. It's a question, a request.
Okay. Let me look at it.
Yeah,
Shefa. Shefa.
Shefa symbol. Yeah, yeah,
Shefa symbol.
yeah. One F, one A. Yeah, Shefa.
Got it.
Um,
Oh. Yeah. 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 Oh, yeah. Look at that.
right,
Okay.
and Bina's got a whole bunch of them in there all over the show. Right, in some abstract way, you see how they all vary a lot, but in some abstract way, and this is the symbol of abundance. So
To manifest abundance. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah.
to
Yeah.
yeah, it's not just of abundance, but to manifest abundance. Wow, that's interesting. Bina just said abundance yesterday, but it's to. Did you hear that, Bina?
Yes.
Sue
Yes.
said
Now.
it is the symbol to manifest abundance. It's different,
The
Ah.
Kabbalah symbol to manifest abundance. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
right? Oh, but I didn't know it was Kabbalah. More information. Wow.
This is what it
So
says.
look at this. This
Yeah.
thing.
Look at
Yes. This thing. This whole circle
Mhm.
connected to the bigger circle.
I can't stop seeing that dang puppy now, but oh well, it's a cute puppy, so it's all good.
Yeah, that I love that. I can't wait till you color that eye.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, because the color emphasizes the different symbols and the different things. So yeah, it's very cool.
So this
Very
this
cool.
thing is because Frauka pulled a card for me for
Uh-huh.
2021, and she says that okay, if you want to, and I said, oh, definitely, please do that. And the card was about wealth and abundance
Mhm.
for the whole 2021 year for me personally. I said, okay, and this thing is coming up again and again. Like, see here, you can see that symbol again.
Yes, 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 yes. I see it. Yeah.
And where else? Okay, this one is also the same symbol with the variation.
Ah,
Yeah, and again here, it is just like coming because and this triangle and oyster, it's also a symbol for abundance.
mhm.
I had no idea, but it just appears. this thing is
We
getting
was
real.
just inspired to go and look it up and see, hey, what is this? No, amazing.
Yeah. But then she says that about December, that okay, open for yourself for miracles. Then I said, okay, I want some activation there. So I just choose this. So this December is a deliberate thing. And I choose that. But other are not deliberate in that sense.
Activation of what, Beena? Or
She
just
says
activation?
that okay, whatever your intent is.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's why. It's
Wow.
going to be a big, big thing, Sue.
Where are you going to hang it?
Yeah, but it's
Are you
destined for
hang
your
it on
wall.
the bed?
Oh, and she suggests that it has to be in the wealth corner according to Feng Shui. So
Oh,
that be
it's
the corner.
right over
Yeah.
there.
Perfect. That's right behind the camera. That's beautiful. Perfect.
Oh my
Perfect.
God.
Beena actually has an uncle who's a printer, and he saw some of those things that she was drawing, and he offered to print them for her, which is fabulous.
Oh my
You know,
goodness.
other stuff. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
yeah, that's perfect. Perfect.
I will choose some other drawings to get print. But this one,
As well. Right. Right.
this is
Oh, this
Yeah.
is
Yeah. But
fabulous.
I recommended Beena get a copy printed, you know, and also to, you know, that she has that because, you know, over time, you know, the stuff with wears and, you know, then
mm,
you can get it laminated, Beena, and, you know, just make it a
Put it
bit more
behind
permanent.
glass? Are you going to put it behind glass?
There's that too.
Yeah, yeah. Then
Yeah.
it'll be
Yeah.
protected.
Yeah.
Frocka
Then it
had
will protect it. Right.
Frocka had one with the acrylic glass on that, like acrylic cover on that.
Hmm.
And she says that
That'll
this
work
is
too.
something really magical because she found it on Amazon and the frame and the
It's very
acrylic on top.
expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But it is good. But
yeah.
you will
Right.
not be worried about oh,
Yeah,
might
so you
get
don't want you
or not.
can rub off the pastel. You know, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
If you don't have it framed or protected or laminated, over time it'll just start to look shabby. You
Yeah,
know, and it don't take that long
Yeah.
either, by the way.
yeah.
Yes, and also it needs some fixing spray on that because
Oh,
Yeah.
after using this, we use some fixing spray on that.
Right.
So
Right.
I will
Which
use
is if
it.
they were to laminate it, Beena.
yeah. No, not
To
laminated.
actually hold that
No.
pestles because pestles are you can
Right.
actually get like
Right.
this.
What I'm saying is if it's appropriately laminated, it will act as a fixing agent also.
No,
Mm,
no.
I don't know if you can laminate. Is that when they put that machine over the lamination, it's going to move the pastel, so it has to
I
be
might do.
fixed
Yeah.
first.
Well, I guess it depends on how they do it, but you know, they should be able to do it without doing that. But yeah. But a fixing spray like you do for your hair, keep it in place. Right?
Yeah.
I think if you just fix it and then put it behind an acrylic or a glass
Yeah. Yeah.
frame
That'd be the easiest for sure.
cover,
Yeah.
you'll be fine. That is going
Right. Right.
so sensate.
I
Now it'll
found
be picking out to the right frame. A dark
Yeah.
wood, are you doing gold? Are you doing fancy plain? It's going to
Yeah.
be interesting. I saw Frauke said
Yeah.
she bought a frame for hers. I got to relook at her picture. I just saw it quickly, and it was
Yeah. Be interesting to see what you frame it in, Beena. That'd be very cool to see.
can't wait to see.
because
Yeah.
this one will be because I cannot decide yet because the background is white, so it
Yeah.
looks like a poster for me right now. When I will have the background, then I will decide with the whole
Yeah. You can't say now yet. You have to wait. Yeah.
full feel of that color. That okay, what color might suit that?
Right.
Maybe
Right.
maybe
Right.
dark brown, maybe in natural browns, or maybe white or golden, whatever.
Mhm.
So
Right. Yeah. You have to wait and see. You can't determine now. It's what's appropriate when it's done. Right.
yeah, I
Mhm.
cannot decide yet. So.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Thanks for sharing.
uh,
I love seeing changes.
where I used to stay in Cape Town in Sea Point, a big promenade. I've shown Beena. It's really gorgeous. Big wide lawn. And sometimes artists would come and on this big lawn, you know, they'd sell their art. But there was one guy who was very clever. He wasn't particularly good. He was all right, but
Mhm.
he understood the magic of frames. And he made really cool, or he didn't even make the frames. He just bought really nice frames. And he just
Mhm.
put whatever, you know, he'd paint and he'd paint the painting very quickly. And he
Mhm.
just made a production line and he used the paintings to sell his frames. People liked the frames and they bought the frames. You know, okay. They just wanted the frame. And he knew
Uh,
it. He did it on purpose. Very
Alan
funny.
Alan was he he is in paintings and all that. So he says that in Lebanon there was a lady. He was also working part time in an art gallery. It's a art shop. It's an art gallery. So, but he saw a woman next to his shop, another shop of art, and there was a lady working there, and she was a very a petite kind of, and then very sweet, but she was a remarkable saleswoman because Alan was struggling to sell one picture a day, and she was actually 10 times. She was doing 10 times more.
My.
And
Wow.
then Alan asked her for help, and she says, "Okay, just come and sit and watch me." So she was just tea there, and the family, the couple came, and they was like, "Okay," and she says, "Okay, exactly type of a painting you are looking for your bedroom, a romantic one, or your drawing room," and she gives all those options, and the couple
That's
was she
exactly.
mentioned, yeah, she mentioned that, okay, you want. She didn't say that, okay, what can I show you? She says, what do you
Right.
want? And that was something.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
guy
Yeah.
with the woman
Yeah.
on his
Yeah.
side can
Yeah.
say that, okay, we are just here for rendering. So she
Right.
says,
Right. Right.
yes,
Right.
that's okay. So
Right.
some,
We used to do the same thing.
yeah,
Present people with a list of choices, and
yes.
the choices are always one that's beneficial to you. Did you want a big one or a small one? Did you want a big painting or a small one? Oh no, we were thinking of a small painting. Ah, did you want a really detailed, fine one, or more abstract, more general?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. I can sell paintings too. I don't even have to know what paintings they are.
And then she just sell them some painting, and after that she says,
Right.
oh, by the way, for this painting you definitely want a beautiful frame. And then the guy said,
Right.
oh my god, so the frame is not included? She says, no, but I have very beautiful options for that. and
Right.
and then she
Right.
sold frame to them, and it was, and they were going out very proudly and happily. And she said to Ellen that, okay, now young man, you saw that, be mindful and go there,
Right.
because I'm not going to give you another lesson for that. And Ellen
Yeah.
said that
Right. Right.
learned a lot, and I was
Yep.
I
Yep.
was fine.
Yep. Yep. Again, too, the underlying philosophy. I told my staff, they say, "Oh, I don't know how to sell." I said, "Don't sell, please. I do not want you to sell." What? And then we all horrified. Say, "No, help the customers to buy." And I would make them come and stand on the side of the counter where the customers stand next to me, and I'd be the customer. Say, "Help me to buy now. Did you want a big one, a small one? Did you want a fancy one or a plain one, etc., etc.?" That's it. Help them to buy. You can ask a customer every single time, and they would do this. "Oh, what were you looking for?" "I don't know." And then you ask them, "You want a big one, a small one?" And then they start to answer. But every time you say, "What are you looking for?" they don't know. So you have to help them figure out what they want, which is helping them to buy. Very
Mm.
simple procedure. Very profound, very simple procedure, which I still employ, by the way, every day
Yeah,
in the Zoom sessions.
Mm-hmm.
sharing, not
Sure.
telling.
Exactly. 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 Help people to buy, present the appropriate choices for them. Our skill is in choice presentation. That was that sales lady skill. She would divide it into categories. Now, in a literal sales thing, what am I doing every time I ask my question? I divide the inventory in half, right? And I keep dividing it in half until I get to that one thing and say, "Here you go. This is what you answered. This is what you asked for."
Mm-hmm.
And they've chosen it, chosen it, chosen it. But I'm always presenting choices. Never is it a yes or a no choice. That gives you a 50-50. When I was starting in the beginning of being a young man, I made a lot of money at that time. I used to make almost $100, sometimes even more per day. That's like sure, but in today's money, that would probably be the equivalent of wow, close to almost $1,000 almost. No, not quite that much, but 500-600. Yeah, it was just a lot of money at the time, selling raffle tickets. And all I did was I said, "Did you want to buy one or two? Did you want one or two raffle tickets to the sport?" That was for the SPCA or something like that. That's it. Did you want one or two? And people would sometimes smile and say, "Oh, I see what you're doing," but they'd buy anyway. It's amazing. Simple, simple trick, simple.
Absolutely.
It worked like a charm. Worked like a charm. And some people would buy too. Occasionally, they'd buy two. Oh, it's okay. I'll just take one, thank you. Because that's the thing. The worst option, I present a better option. Mm, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So have you
Assume the
watched
sale. What's that, Beena?
I
have
have
you
to.
watched that movie? Shattered Glass?
Mhm.
No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Ah, okay, okay.
I'll watch it now, maybe.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
There's so
All
much
right.
stuff
Okay.
to do, but
I have to get going. So I'll
all right.
check
All
in
right.
with you guys
Brilliant.
later. I'll see you tomorrow for
Yeah.
Janelle.
Oh
Okay.
yes.
Okay. That's right. Maybe I have to. She asked me if that's actually that. Thank you for reminding me. I need to respond to her. She wants to change the time. They struggle with the mornings. They want to make it in the evenings, but it's not going to work. So I'm going to have to see if we can figure it out on the weekends, maybe. So
Mm,
I struggle with the mornings.
okay.
Yeah, even she does, and you can hear, when she's up there, she's a kind of, it takes her a little while to get going and get connected. And Ryan's not making it at all in the mornings,
Yeah.
so
That
they
will
want to
be
do it that same time in the evenings. I'm asleep that time. I'll have to wake up specially.
No.
That's not going to work, and it's late for you.
Yeah.
So
No, I'm in
yeah,
bed.
so I'll see if I can't make it on the weekend sometime or other.
Hmm.
yeah. So we will try to do that on weekends.
Maybe a Saturday more. Well, but then they have trouble with. I have clients a lot of times on Saturday morning. But
Mhm.
well,
Saturdays is a problem.
take
Yeah,
it. If I can come, I come. If I can't, I can't.
exactly.
You
That's
know.
what I'm figuring. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's a bummer. But
yeah,
hey, they got
yeah.
to do. They got to get
Right.
the most out of the program. And if there's a
Yeah,
time
yeah, yeah.
that's not working for them, then that needs to be changed. Yeah.
Yeah, because
The reason they
Sue,
want evenings is because then the kids are asleep again. You see.
Yeah.
yeah. But so you
Right, Bina?
I guess that you also noticed that even Janelle, she's doing, but it took half an hour for her to get really into that
Yeah, yeah,
because she just recently woke up and it needs to be get focused.
yeah,
So, and this is the problem with Ryan because we can hear him in the room, so it means that he was still in bed.
Yes. Yes.
So this means it's a struggle for them. So we will
yeah,
see what we can do.
yeah,
We will try to do that on weekends, especially on Sunday, if
Yeah.
they can.
Yeah. And I guess, pushing it later in the morning isn't bad. You can't do it because of the kids.
Yeah.
So
right,
maybe the
right,
weekend is the answer. So just
right.
find whatever
Yeah,
time works for them. And I hope I can
yeah,
that
yeah,
work for me. So we'll just go
Yeah.
from there. We'll go from there. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, if it's a little late in the day, maybe they can do it where, like on the weekend. Okay, Ryan, you take care of the kids on the other side of the house or whatever, and then I do it, and then vice versa. They just swap taking care of the kids.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. But all at once, then that's a 4 hour chunk of their time that they do nothing then with the
yeah,
kids on a
yeah, yeah.
weekend. So I don't know realistically if that would work as a family unit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, and they are very active on the weekends with the kids. They're almost always going out doing something, going visiting. So the weekends is problematic too. So I have to see.
Yeah. Like a 7 to 9 at night. I'm going to tell you right now. I won't even be awake.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, I'd have to go to sleep, wake up, do it, and go back to sleep, and
Yeah,
that's
that
really
agree.
stressful.
That's not realistic. That's not realistic. Yeah.
Yes. Like, okay, we can, but this is not going to be a comfortable thing for both of us
No,
Yeah.
because
no,
Erica's
exactly.
session ends at 1 in my time, 1 in the night.
Right.
And then
Wow.
time for sleep. So, okay, it will be like, but let's see.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is something,
That's how
Sue,
you hardly get any sleep. Yeah. No, I hear you, B. I hear you.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
but also the problem is that I was saying to Sil that I don't want Ryan this time to go because it always happens. It already happened 2 3 times that he just go for
Yeah.
1 or 2 modules and
Yeah.
then finish. And then this time I really want him to go. He also keen to
Yeah.
because something maybe we might have to compromise for a bit for him, but let's see. I hope that they will adjust sometime on weekends.
Yeah.
That will be really helpful for us.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
that will be like really crazy. crazy, crazy timings they are asking for.
Yeah, that's I can't picture. And again,
Well, yeah, I
there's
agree.
a lot of what's the special handling for them.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
really not keen to do it on the weekends. I mean, the time that I have on the weekends, that freedom, I get stuff done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not wildly keen, but
And what makes them, gonna stick to that either? No offense, because
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
it's the weekend and it's their
Wow.
children
Wow.
and it's the time for them to do all this kind of stuff with them. I think they're going to have they're not going to stop in the middle of the day or late morning and go into a class. They're already engaged with their children.
Right.
And what's the difference of getting up at 6 o'clock during the week or getting up 6 o'clock on a weekend? They
Right.
can't do that.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't propose the weekend.
Is it a priority? Somehow you
Right.
make it work.
Oh,
Uh,
well, they didn't propose the weekend. I am, because they proposed the same thing, just switching it
to the night? No,
to
that's
the evening.
that's completely off
No.
the table. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And they're in what Illinois, so I think that's a 2 hour or a 1 hour time difference. One or two.
Right now, it's 1 hour.
1 hour. Yeah,
Yeah. In summer, it's 2.
I don't know. Oh, we're getting our delivery. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Wow. Hercules is good. I don't hear anything from Hercules.
yeah. No, before I had to zing him because he jumped up
Oh,
on the mailbox. He's been so good, and he jumped up on the damn mailbox today. So
Ah.
a
Oh.
little thing. So, and he's not happy. So I think that's
well,
why
Ah.
he's away. So
well, at least he's got that reinforced now to know
yeah,
that, hey, there's not something you forgetting about.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Not at all. So,
Okay.
guys, thank you, thank you for
Okay.
sharing.
Yes.
And
Bye bye, Sue.
my pleasure to be
Bye.
on here with you guys.
Oh,
So keep me posted about Janelle. So we're not doing Janelle then tomorrow morning.
I don't know. Let me talk to her and see. I'll let you know. I don't know. Hopefully. Yeah.
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 All
Maybe
right,
Okay.
we can
just let me know. I have
we
it
can
scheduled.
make it maybe just a half an hour later,
That's fine.
potentially, and
That's
even maybe make it a 1.5 hour, 1.5 hour instead of 2 hours. 1 hour I don't want to do, but 1.5 can still work.
that's fine. That would work for me. That would
Yeah.
work for me. You
I'm
Yeah.
know,
just saying, okay, let's just start
but
half an hour later or something.
he's consistently 20 to 30 minutes late if and when he comes on, and now she's getting into that 30-minute range.
Yeah.
So maybe that half hour will be enough for them.
Mm, mm.
I don't know.
Exactly.
And again, maybe the hour and a half is too much. I mean, the 2 hours is too much to do it to 1.5.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Posted. All
Brilliant.
right.
Okay. Bye for now.
Brilliant.
Yeah, have a
All
good
right.
one.
Bye bye, Sue.
Bye bye.
Yes. Yes, you
Bye.
too.
Bye. Oh, oh, messy. Yeah. Oh no, it's gray. I thought it was cream. But it's gray. Hang there, but I was panicking. It's like, wow. There we go. There we
Ah.
go. There we go. Panic avoided. All right. So let me take care of Janelle right now.
Oh yes, please do that. And I'm
Okay.
going to
So
eat.
we have a schedule for coming Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, at 3 o'clock our time.
Yeah.
3 in the morning for me, 3 in the afternoon for you. The in-depth discussion of living with a force with a Liga. Liga.
Okay.
I hope that's how
And
you
what?
say it.
Okay. What about Kathy suggestion?
I share nothing. I haven't heard from that anything. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah, she just was looking to recommend somebody to me. Whether the person follows up on the recommendation or not, that's a different story.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, I'll put it on the calendar. So you know, hold it. Oh, let me end this. Yeah, let me end the recording.